Welcome back to Dark Skies. This is Series 8.2 entitled Love and Gunfire. Last episode, the group had spent some time driving around and kind of getting a bit more intel on what's going on in the combat zone. They gained some information from a phone that was acquired at a diner. They dealt with some scrubs. They actually learned a little bit more about one of the three factions in the combat zone that is a part of the 6th Street Gang, which is referred to as the Wild Boys or Wild Ones. They met up with them and actually learned that they are the most pure cell of the 6th Street Gangers. They're not falling for Gunner's bullshit, and they're not falling for Pablo's being the person who killed him either. Killed Rick, rather, either. So there's a lot of, old-timey folk who are in that kind of connection in the 6th Street Gang. Fortunately, Calvin was able to kind of talk to the leader of that group, Michael, and get some kind of connection there. The Gibson family is currently in search of something for the 6th Street Gang, specifically that cell of it. And the group then decided, due to conversations that were had by certain members with certain shadowy organizations, they decided that they wanted to head south. Sorry for the glare, Shisha. So it's like a spotlight right there. But they decided they needed to travel to the south side of the combat zone, head over to 6th Street, where Will Gunner's crew has a tank. And when I say tank, I don't mean what you would kind of stereotypically think of in like a video game as a tank, like a thing that you can throw grenades into the hatch and blow up the guy with Raven tattoos inside. It's not that. It's very much it cannot be penetrated by your normal fire, and it's going to be very hard and difficult to deal with, and it can probably level city blocks. Think more Ghost in the Shell tank at the end of the famous anime versus kind of what you think of as tanks in like video games and stuff. They were on their way that way, and they were stopped by 6th Streeters who fired a rocket into the wheel well of the truck, blowing out the tire in such a fashion that it actually dismounted the tire from the axle. Due to very cunning driving on Calvin's part, he was able to roll that bad boy on the curb and get it out of the fucking hot zone after several rounds of fire were fired on the truck, breaking out one of the armor-plated windows. A rocket was also used in that destruction of a window as well. They managed to get a few blocks away from that and pulled into a back alley, trying to lose any possible pursuers. They turned into this alley, which you can see on the screen here. And they found that there is a massive kind of delivery truck, which has a very similar kind of frame to the truck that you're driving. It's not the same make, but it looks like the company that makes the parts is the same. And I believe the dismantling of the tire on the new truck has begun. Is that right? Okay. And I told you it would take about 3 hours for that process to work with help. During that process, X showed up and started slapping Calvin around and pointing guns at him, but then annoyedly kind of pointing out that she can't hurt him because it would make Missy really mad. And so he's kind of got like a shield to that. And she says to Calvin at the end, "I need to know where Missy's located. This is important. Sundere is looking for her." And just as Calvin's about to respond to that, the sound of an engine revving kind of fills the area, but it's preceded by a text to Zigzag from Stryker saying he's incoming. Don't shoot. So Stryker rolls up on his bike. X looks kind of annoyed, but still, like, as he kind of drives up, looks back at Calvin. "I need to get moving. I need to move quick. Please, tell me where you last saw her or where you last heard from her."
Where was it? She was going to... Oh, where is it? I'm sorry, I actually don't remember where she was going. She was going
Zigzag.
to the
Zigzag is
club.
still there, right?
Yeah, everybody's here now.
So I imagine over X's shoulder, Zigzag just like starts disco. It's just like, come on, remember
Oh
the
my
club.
god.
They went out to go dancing.
Yeah, I remember, but I don't remember the name of the club.
What area? Do you know what district? I will know if you can tell me what district. Was it Pacifica? Was it It wasn't Santo Domingo. This place is a fucking hellhole. Was it Watson? Where? Did she hit the afterlife? Do you know what district?
I don't remember.
She looks at you very annoyed. Text her and ask.
Yep, that's the next step.
But do it in a suave way, like your stupid plucky ass would do normally. Because if you ask direct, she's gonna know I'm fucking chasing her down. Just be like, "Hey, baby," or whatever you text her.
Hey, Missy.
That is just like him.
Yeah, I know. I sometimes read.
Meanwhile, Striga's like rubbing the truck and is like saying really quietly, "It's gonna be okay."
Icarus is extremely confused by everything that's going on right now.
Calvin will basically text her like, "Hey, Missy, where you at? Got time to actually meet up. We're done with our job."
She says, "Oh, cool. We're still in Pacifica, hitting the clubs out here. I think the one we're at is called," and then she kind of like trails off, and then the text ends, and that's the send, right? And then the next text is actually just a geolocation, kind of like a Google Maps link, and it shows she's at a place called damn it, where's my stuff? Oh yeah, she's at a place called the Mermaid, which you've actually heard of. It's not too far from Pacifica West Bank. And also Voodoo Boy territory.
Didn't Missy give him a hotel key too?
Yep.
Yes.
The hotel is in Pacifica. It was the very same hotel that Crystal, you had problems at.
I could have given her that half off coupon. She just had to tell me.
Calvin, turn back to X. Let her know that she's at the Mermaid right now. She's gonna hate me.
Yeah.
But
you know what though? At least she'll be alive to hate you instead of a corpse for both of us to hate ourselves about. Okay? If you're too busy here, I understand. I really can't ride you on my bike, but she kind of
let me know.
She kind of looks at you. I don't think Sundre is going to be tracking her anytime soon. Based on my sources, she's somewhere around here. And she raises up her phone to kind of tap to pass information over.
Exactly. Deal.
Every time we get a ping on her, it'll pop on this app. So if you get a ping from it, a notification, it'll tell you where Sundre was last seen. According to my information, she was last seen in the Vista Del Rey market. So she's either heading this way or she's making her way south towards Pacifica. That tracks. I thought she'd be with you since... Yeah, but I guess you're busy. Work. I understand.
Take care, Rex.
Keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
I'll let you know once I get to her. And she'll probably text you, and you'll probably have to deal with the aftermath. But I cannot.
He's gonna hate me.
I cannot stress how much I appreciate your willingness to. Yeah. Okay. So have fun with your truck problems. She says that she walks away, and she kind of does like a wink and like a point over at Icarus, and then heads back down the way. And Striker, as you're kind of like sitting there on your bike wondering what's going on, X kind of like gives you a wave goodbye too. But when she does the wink and the point, you kind of look up and you can see in one of the fire escapes, Icarus kind of like plotted down with a sniper rifle, just kind of staring at the situation, confused face.
So I'm
Just
going.
like, you'll tell me to shoot if I need to shoot, right?
Go ahead, Chris.
So as I'm like approaching, like I assume this is sort of like as I'm coming into the alleyway, I see the truck right there, and I'm just like, What the fuck did you do to the wagon?
It wasn't me.
This time.
Wasn't me.
This
Sort of.
If you kind of do
Sugar
Okay.
like slides herself out from underneath the garbage truck, and she's like covered in oil and dirt, and she's like, "Look, I've never tried to fix a truck before. This is barely going. I need a little help."
So I'm gonna I ride my bike around right next to it and just like jump right off, and like my tool hand just like flips around with like some tools and all that coming out of it. I'm like, let me see.
You quickly do a damage assessment, throwing up your tool or your tech scanner, kind of going around the Fraggin' wagon and exploring it. And one of the things that you kind of like, you and Striga kind of just skipped, and now see is kind of a problem is, you did mention that you were kind of putting some things on the vehicle armor-wise, but you didn't really stress any specific locations. The wheel wells were definitely a vulnerability, and you can see that is the case. The cow catcher thing on the front, on the driver's side, is completely shorn down on the so it looks like you were Calvin was riding the truck on the cow catcher, so like the bottom is kind of scraped down into like a almost blade like kind of like just melted, ground down metal thing.
Take it.
The wheel's completely dismantled. It looks like the axle and the axle's intact, but the wheel connection mount has been completely blown off. And you're kind of looking at the situation too. It's also missing a window panel, but you probably have paneling like in the back that you can pull off and kind of slot into the window slot, making it damage resistant but no longer visible through. This is the passenger side window. Yeah, there does look like there's a bit of scoring on the passenger side. It looks like a detonation happened at the window site and kind of blew out from there, so you can kind of see like the blossom burst pattern of like an explosive, as if a rocket hit the window and kind of blew out from that. There's still bits of the bulletproof glass in the window. Bulletproof glass does not break like tempered glass, in that if you hit bulletproof glass, it does not immediately spiderweb out and make it like no longer visible through. Instead, the cracks are in there, but they are very hard to kind of see, and so you can't really tell like if they're damaged or not. So the pieces that kind of are inside are small little square pieces, like tempered glass would be. But yeah, they don't have like tempered glass. Kind of has like a dark shade to it on its interior. If you're familiar with tempered glass, that's not kind of present there here. It doesn't look like any of the other windows are damaged, with the exception of some warping on Calvin or the driver's side. And this is what you kind of survey in the tech scan. What literally makes your eyes kind of just shoot up in like probably one eyebrow, like inquisitively, like surprised look, is when Sugar slides back underneath the car, gets back to work, and you get down there and kind of look at what she's doing. You're absolutely fucking just gobsmacked by the fact that she is removing a absolutely perfectly, like, a perfect replacement for the vehicle that you have near you, and she is doing a pretty good job at it. She does not seem to be as quick as you would be at it, but she definitely is doing it correctly, and you're just kind of like, huh. One of those situations.
She watched a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Watching a YouTube video.
She is actually watching the YouTube video while she does it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that like while I'm like especially looking down at what Sugar's doing, like as I'm sort of bending down to see it, I'm expecting, like I'm preparing myself to be like, what the no, don't do that. But then like I'm like, oh.
I mean,
that's not
yeah,
bad.
I guess.
Just like maybe like a little bit over there, but it's not bad.
Immediately going into like angry dad mode, but like...
Well, and like in that moment too, Sugar is like kind of has this look of like internal pride, like, oh, Grandpa approves. Yes.
That's funny. So as you kind of get to work, you Sugar are very helpful in Stryker's capabilities here. Now, since he's joining the fray in repairing, he's basically only rolling to just see how much he helps you at this process, and so much in joining the circumstance, because your roll was sufficient to get the 3-hour repair time. So anything he rolls here is just to shave time, and I already have the difficulty value in my head. So go ahead and make a basic tech roll, or if you would like, you can utilize any of your roll abilities if they apply here.
Where are my roll abilities? Where are you?
So roll abilities for a tech is called Maker, and Maker is a roll ability that lets you fix, improve, modify, make, and invent new items. So whenever you increase your Maker rank by 1, which you should have 6, you can basically use that to make a Maker roll instead of a basic tech roll to repair shit.
Yeah. Just where is that in the sheet?
Sure, it's up at the top, but the sheet is kind of weird. I will explain what I mean. Striker. Character sheet. Custom. Okay, so do you see how your skill switched over to custom?
Yep.
So you have a fabrication expertise.
Gotcha.
I would say that since you're trying to fabricate the situation here, not upgrading it, but actually I'm going to change my mind. Since this is something that's being done in the field, you'll be rolling a field expertise roll. So go back to custom, and then click on field expertise, and that should roll a... Perfect. So, Sugar, as you're kind of working, Stryker goes, okay, well, while you're doing that, I'll get to this next bit. And you see him kind of go over to the garbage truck and start kind of sharpening it out, using his tech tools to kind of weld out, a more structured kind of axle point and kind of situate the interior of the wheel well with a bit more structure so that once the tire you're getting out is ready to receive, it is absolutely coming to a place where it's going to be in a perfect spot. So what would have taken 3 hours for Sugar and some help from some of the stronger bodies, you and Stryker with the same help are able to bust out in an hour and a half. And basically he is creating the receptacle where the tire is going. Also during that part of the situation, Stryker, with that fabrication roll being as good as it was, is there anything else that you want to repair on the truck? The window is obviously broken, but there's other things you can kind of try and repair here too. Mainly it's just the tire and that window that are really broken though.
Yeah, if we can, I'm at least gonna take a bit of like plating or something and just put it over the window so that nobody can toss a grenade in there or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So the passenger side window is going to be obscured. So it will be a kind of non-visible situation. You kind of like, if you want, you can put, I'd say there's a big enough shard of the bulletproof glass. You could like just cut out a hole, like just, fire out a hole and then slot that in there and then weld it in.
Okay.
So there's like a little bit of a hole so you can see like the rear view mirror, which is also a bit damaged, but not as much as you'd expect. It's pretty sturdy son of a bitch. But yeah, it's
or maybe like a space like at least size like that big, so then the passenger can like get up there and be like, oh, they're on all right.
Well, more kind of like towards like the rear view area so that the driver can actually see out of it.
Gotcha.
But the passenger could do likewise. But yeah, that's perfect. And about an hour and 30 minutes pass, and you are not attacked. You are not horrifically gunned down. You managed to remove the tire. But Stryker, since you're here, you'd also note during this process, and kind of towards the end of it, that the truck that you're removing the tire from looks like it's an all foods kind of delivery truck. The guy inside is dead. And the doors are locked. If you'd like to try it, you can make an electronic security roll to get into the truck. But again, they were able to remove the tire without getting into the truck.
Before I do that, I am while we're working on this, I'm just like gonna just like sort of gesture towards the guy and be like, "So what happened to him?"
We hadn't gotten that far yet.
He got dead.
Yeah, a lot of things popped off very quickly.
We were very much focused on the tire, and then the lady with the pistols, and then you showing up too.
I mean, lady with the pistols isn't so much of a problem as long as we do what she says.
Yeah, it was definitely an attention-seeking situation, though. Like, it
This
was
is
like,
X.
we need to deal. But yeah,
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the electronics series, see if we can get in there and get anything
okay.
useful out of there. Where are you?
Yeah, maybe
You know what?
open like the cargo container as well. And see if there's anything.
Do you know what that's under?
Electronic security should be under tech.
Ah.
Should be.
Nice.
Yeah, good enough. You break out your tools and you kind of move over to the door after the tire's kind of been moved out, and you know Sugar's kind of like using a rag to kind of like get a bit of the oil off of her hands. You kind of walk over to it and just kind of go ask that question, pull out the tools and just say, "Fuck it, I'll figure it out," and then pop, boom, the door's opened. The second the door kind of opens for you, the smell that comes out is death, kind of like a couple of days old death. And when you kind of look into the seat, you actually realize that his head's kind of back into the chair like that. And you can see that the back of his head is not present. Based on the pistol he has in his hand, the presumption is he...
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof.
And looking at the situation as it stands, it also looks like he had made quite a few... calls out on his agent, which is kind of laying in the seat next to him. And it looks like a lot of them were made to NCPD. And a lot of them were busy signals from what you can tell based on the time stamping.
Would Sugar be able to like take that agent and like try to, I don't know, somehow hack into it, see like if he said anything into it to figure out what was going on when he blew himself?
You pass over the phone or the agent to Stryker, or sorry, to Sugar. Brain did a thing, and you kind of quickly like realize that there's no locks or anything kind of barring you from entry. Apparently, this person is as stupid as what's her name. They just don't lock their phones, and you're like really confused by how these Santo Domingo people, or like, you know, people who drive trucks outside of the city, don't understand that everyone's coming for your shit and you need to protect your shit. But as you kind of enter into the phone, there are really no text messages. There do look like there are a lot of phone calls, which, as you can tell, this guy's a bit older, possibly in his 60s. So he's probably an old-timey kind of guy. Probably learned a lot of how he deals with tech in the, 90s, early 2000s, and just kind of stuck to it,
He was really trying to get a hold of his buddy, the Nigerian prince. He's like, I know who to call. This guy will save me. He'll help me out.
I sent him money sometime.
Yeah.
One time. Yeah. A classic. But no, from what you can tell, it does appear he was making phone calls to NCPD, and none of them appeared to have been answered. Based on the area around you, a presumption might be that he was supposed to be here. What barred him from leaving is beyond you. But you can also tell that he's still connected to his truck.
I have a question. Is it the like emergency NCPD line, or is it like
911? Yeah.
Okay.
So the wheel situation's been taken care of?
Yeah, you've prepared the wheel and you're now just kind of looking at the inside. The pistol he was wielding was a very heavy handgun. It's down one bullet from its clip capacity. And then it looks like I said, it looks like he is machine linked to his truck.
So while they're doing all this truck situation, Striga's sort of circling the area, basically doing like security perimeter.
Yep. So far as to say, you don't really get much noise. There is a lot of gunfire kind of coming up from kind of where you came. So your presumption is that someone else is falling for the same trap.
So like off in that area.
Yeah, it's kind of that direction, and then north from there is kind of where you came in.
Like this way.
Yeah.
Cool. So definitely keeping an eye in that direction, but generally sort of, like I said, walking the perimeter.
Absolutely.
Can we check what's in the truck, like in the back of it?
So yeah,
Or
there
can we know
are
if there's anything in there.
there are access keys for you to either turn the truck over, turn the truck on. It looks like because it's machine linked, you won't be able to do much in the way of controlling the cabin unless you break the machine link and then secure one. And Sugar, make a just education roll.
Education.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
It's under intelligence, I think.
there's education
Education.
is like a general category. Oh, and then there's an education.
Yeah.
Thing. 13.
13. Yeah, sufficient. So machine links are good. They're pretty strong medium, but they've been around since like the 2013 era, when kind of cybernetics was really kind of making its presence known on the scene and kind of turning the world to what it is today. It looks like the guy's machine link is older, but the machine link on the truck is like newer. And you're familiar with stories of crisscrossing in internal neuralware, especially old, outdated internal neuralware, with newer programs that lead to a kind of cyber psychosis. So it could be the case that this person might have like destroyed the machine link to this vehicle and in the process destroyed his own cerebellum, leading him to his drastic action. Muted, sorry.
So, as in, like, this was a kind of like two links that really shouldn't have gone together, and delinking or breaking it kind of caused this like horrible accident, or there's something fucked up
No,
in that. Oh.
your thought process would be like his interface is is older. Like it'd be like like an Apple like Macintosh computer, like old school Macintosh computer. Then connecting that to the internet, and then finding a way to make it work. But then when your Macintosh becomes in some way compromised, i.e. heavy panic, in this instance, it causes a problem between both systems.
Okay,
So,
got it.
Yeah. Your assumption is that the machine link for the truck has basically been fried out, and this dude
It's
very
also
much
fried out.
was fried out. But you can do the simple actions of opening the back and kind of looking at the gauges on the truck, but you doubt that you'll be able to machine link with it.
Okay. Sugar would explain all of that to the group.
Does Calvin have any experience with crisscross machine links?
You'll have to pull the link and put in a new one, which you could do because the garbage truck has machine link.
But is there anything in the back of the truck?
Yeah, if you go into the back of the truck, it's filled with food containers. It looks like they are hot and readies, which are microwavable pre-pack that are typically your normal fare, burgers, burritos, hot pockety kind of things, like things that are microwavable and look like food.
Yeah.
Are they kept in like frozen containers?
Yeah, this whole container set is frozen. It's still chill.
Okay. Strigo
Free
would
fucking
grab the dead
food.
guy's body and throw it back there.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit.
Perfect.
I was thinking more free food, but
I mean, free food's always nice. Yeah, like Striga finds a couple things. Like Striga in their personal life is like used to eating MREs that are like 20 years past due. So to be like, oh yeah, like free frozen food. Yeah, awesome. Like Striga just like loads up on frozen burritos and like hot pockets. And, like,
Absolutely.
Like
It's
throws them in the truck.
It's pre-pack. I mean, it's not kibble, so it's probably better than some of you are kind of, used to eating. If you're more of a, rough and tumble, but it's not like good pre-pack. It's still just kind of like pretty baseline.
Yeah.
Everyone's familiar with All Foods. All Foods is kind of like the main kind of food source in Night City, in the world, in a lot of regards. The place that you seem to be positioned behind is an old All Foods supermarket. And as you're kind of looking it over, it looks like all the lights are still on.
Oh shit. Striga does a look around. Are there any security cameras back here?
Yeah.
But the shop is closed, but the lights are on.
Oh, the lights are still on. You haven't gone to the front of the shop. You're still at just the back.
Oh wait, this is a combat
So-
zone. Yeah, they probably just like split.
Yeah, true.
Do you check around at all on the back end of the door, or like the loading
Yeah.
bay or anything? Well, there's a door to the right there that no one actually
there-
checked out, and you'll notice that the door
There's
handle.
windows. There's windows above
no.
the door.
I don't think. Hold on, let me double check.
Those?
Zooming in on them, I'm pretty sure they. Yeah, they are, but they are barred out. So
But I can see through them.
they look like they're dark on the inside of those ones.
Okay.
Looking at it, it looks like it might have been office space, or like a mezzanine above something inside of the store. But the door that I mentioned, it looks like the handle has been blown out by a master key or shotgun, and someone has gained access to the blaze.
How recent does it look?
Hard to tell.
Probably about the
Well, I mean,
same
like,
amount of time as the guy was dead.
Yeah, but it's like so when you have something that's so if you have something that's like it's covered with like a stainless steel coating,
Yeah.
you like punch a hole through it, the exposed surface on the interior is now like
So-
capable of rusting.
So I know I would know that Striga is probably not as competently minded as Chad in real life, and that's fine. I do like you bringing that to the table, because this leads us to an interesting opportunity. Stryker might be able to tell that by looking at it if he were to examine it and use. Let me double check and see what the skill would be. Actually, Striga can roll it too, I guess, but it's probably going to go a bit better from him. I would say that this would be a really good question. It's a really good question. I would say it would go to. Yeah, basic tech roll.
Yeah, I suppose Striga's more the kind of person to blow a hole in a door and
Yeah, not really worry about like.
not stick around to see what happens afterwards.
But yeah, if Stryker wants to make a basic tech roll, maybe they can kind of get an idea.
Well, if Striga's like calling me over, then I can definitely investigate it.
Yep. Okay. Good enough. A couple of days, based on just the patterning, and you'd also notice something. In addition to that, it does look like there is a electronic security system that was kind of on the door slotting, and you can see that it has been triggered. Looking at it, based on what you can tell of it, it does look like the security system in question is a defense unit that's deployed if there's forcible entry, probably on the other side. So opening this door might not be the best idea.
Smart. So we deployed the car out of the truck, correct? Or is the car still back there?
Car's still in there.
Okay.
It was almost deployed. Zigzag almost just fucked off.
Which fair?
Different
Yeah.
You know
timeline.
what? We all have to have an exit plan. Mine was to make you roll new characters.
More than
Okay,
fair.
I started
Fellows in
blasting.
Night City.
So, do you want to go into the All Foods, or are you staying outside?
I Yeah, I think like now we got the truck up and running, we should probably get going. We don't want to stick around.
I thought we had to. Aren't we supposed to be moving on this tank like with some sense of urgency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like while all this is occurring, Sugar would be texting the ramen people, "Hey, can I need to get to this tank. Do y'all have any idea? Do y'all have eyes on it anywhere in the city? I can't tell which way to go from where I am now."
Well, I thought we were gonna take the car and
If
try and
you
disguise ourselves up to 6th Ave.
If you
No.
said
Well, yeah,
We-
we can. Well, yes, but if we
Okay.
can have an exact location
Fair enough.
with coordinates, I think that will be helpful. If they don't respond, then they don't respond.
if you send that message, they reply. Disconnect contact. If you are insufficient to complete the mission as
Oh
ordained,
my God,
disconnect
fucking
contact.
cunts. She'll just send back like a little rolling eyes emoji and be like, "Okay, so never mind. We gotta go find it."
Okay.
You're their eyes. They don't have eyes other than you. Our soccer can't just fly planes or.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can.
Not in 2046, maybe.
God damn it.
Can't do shit. Literally would get shot out of the sky. Oh man. Okay. Great. And Chad, you did some stuff while that was happening, right? Cool. Okay. And then
Yep, totally.
check that out. Great.
I am gonna because I've got like all this ammo and whatnot. I assume just like loaded onto my bike and stuff.
Yeah, I'll take
I'm-
all the armor-piercing SMG ammo you got.
Yeah, I'm gonna like
500 of each type. So 500.
yeah. What we're doing is so I just like gesture to people. It's like let's get all these like rocket launchers and all this ammo into the truck. Take whatever ammo you need.
Oh yeah, well, Striga did find a one and done rocket launcher and a duffel bag with a handful of rockets in it. So you bringing some more to the table is just nice.
Yeah.
Now we can all like rocket launchers for everybody.
The one that you have, the shotgun shooting RPG, it's not one and done. When I say one and done, like I don't know if you've ever watched like action movies during the 80s, early 90s, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
talking
like a
about
breech
those.
loader.
Yeah, and then they're like, those little
Yeah.
jobs. The one that you
Where
have,
it's like everything's self-contained and you just pop it open, you shoot it, and then you drop whatever's left and you pick up the next one.
yeah, the shotgun that you have has basically been fashioned into being a launcher for rocket
Right.
propelled
It's like
grenades.
like RPGs have that stick in them, and you
Yep.
just
Slide it in.
there, aim, pull the trigger, grab the next one, throw it in there.
Yeah, that's what they were doing to your truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
I remember it like it was last week. So anyway, that being said, you load up everything into the vehicle. If you, as a character, want to load weaponry with AP rounds, there are 500 handgun rounds, which work in SMGs and handguns, obviously. 500 assault rifle, 500 shotgun, which would be armor piercing.
I mean, we can keep like I don't know if anybody wants the assault rifle. We can use that on the painless.
Could load it with that.
Yeah, and then there's
I think I need shotgun
There's-
ammo.
Sounds good.
there's 2 shotguns hanging inside the truck.
But yeah, with all that being said, you load up, you get the fraggin' wagon back up to drivable, and also loaded with more of the fraggin'. Yeah, you are heading out. Let me go ahead and snap you to the big map again. And bear with me here. Okay. 1 second. Hopefully this works. Okay, so you see the map as it is, and you are actually closer to here on the map. We're going to go ahead and zoom in quite a bit so that we can see that on the stream. So 6th Street Hub is kind of located on and around 6th Street, and your vehicle is basically kind of like not too far off, kind of logged behind what. See this building here that I'm clicking? It's actually a network of buildings, and that's where the All Foods is located. So it's not too far away. Now the question is do you want to drive out there in a truck? It's very obvious, noticeable, and targetable. Or do you want to go about this in a different method?
Okay, so the general area of where we suspect the tank to be
is the 6th Street Hub.
Right. Is there a rather tall building that overlooks the 6th Street Hub?
No, there are not very many tall buildings in this area whatsoever.
Okay.
Do I have the truck back? No, right?
What?
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You do
No,
not have
we're
your
stick to the
truck.
truck.
Okay.
Yeah. I think taking the car would be the smarter option.
The only issue with that is we won't have enough room for everyone.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
somebody's literally in the trunk.
I can take
I
my
don't-
bike.
I don't
Firing
know
out
if we
the
want
back.
to take everyone.
Well, Sugar doesn't
Yeah.
need to ride with. Zigzag has the
True.
receiver.
Yeah.
So then
Oh.
Sugar would stay behind and someone would have to stay behind with her.
Okay.
Mhm. How close do we want to get before we deploy the car, though?
I mean, we're already close enough. I think we could deploy
Yeah.
the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe just get the truck so it's pointed in the right direction for
Right.
getting out of here.
Yeah, if you have need of like a gun to go with you on this errand to go see the tank, Striga would be interested in going with you.
We definitely are going to need that.
It's a
Calvin
matter of,
ain't
I think
one
it's
of
a
the
matter
best
of
shots.
who drives which vehicle. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Striga's like, do you need a gun? I have
We need to figure out who's driving what. That's the more important
Yeah.
thing.
Like
Because
Calvin
if
has to
shit
drive the car.
goes south, then yeah, I think I want Calvin driving the car.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, Calvin, you
Yeah.
get a ping on your phone.
Oh.
Oh.
I've been trying to think about how am I gonna check my phone constantly without being annoying.
No problem. So you actually get a new marker. I'm just trying to apparently the
I've been
PNG.
legit like trying to workshop like should I like look in my phone IRL? Like that just looks like I'm
You know what? That's a little too. I mean, if you want to do physical, I mean physical and medium, that's fine.
We're all for props.
Yeah. I mean, I
Method acting!
It's
guess.
a pro prop game.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, oh yeah, I'm wearing glasses. Right. Sure. That makes sense. That tracks.
yes, the ping.
So I am going to be putting a new marker down. I just am having some issues with doing that right now. Bear with me. That's the best way I can say it. Cat. I'm gonna name this Cat. And it's gonna be PNG.
Oh.
And it's saved. And it's working. Okay, cool. So last marker was kind of in the Vista Del Rey region for Sundere. Her new marker actually puts her closer to building 06.
Oh shit.
Do you see the marker?
Meow meow. Yes.
Is she coming for us?
Kinda.
Oh, goodbye, meow meow.
So that's the
By Calvin.
Where is Pacifica District?
Pacifica is
There, it's
way
all the way
far
down
away
there.
from you.
So she's off course. So yeah, she's
She could be getting to the highway. The highway would take her to that area.
that's true too.
Where's the 6th? Oh, there's the 6th Street Hub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's the 6th Street hub, and where are we currently?
There.
You are currently
Where-
just north of there, probably about 4 blocks away. Before you get to the north side of 6th Street, where it basically 6th Street comes up and it hits I think it's what was it, Pondsmith, which is that kind of U-shaped street, and then there's a divide that has North 6th Street, which is that kind of this street that kind of goes in the middle.
Calvin does like a hard squeeze on his agent, and even though he knows X is competent, he can't help but be like, you see the ping.
She says, I'm passing 4 right now. I should be there before her.
And just let me know if anything changes, because right now Calvin doesn't know.
And what you don't see is she's actually riding her motorcycle on the highway and just like one-handed texting like it's no big thing.
So bad. Don't do that, kid.
Going like 120, like just...
She is a trained professional.
Literally me playing Cyberpunk 2077, answering texts, driving the Batmobile, like... I don't give a shit. I got jobs.
At home.
I got jobs to do.
Oh no.
Anywho, basically you're kind of like right at this point, and if you want to go start exploring 6th Street, I mean, literally it wouldn't be more than like a 5-minute walk if you wanted to just get out and hoof it, or if you want to ride a bike over there quickly and just get your proximity and handle that. It's up to you. However you want to do it. Just let me know.
I say let's just go.
Didn't we like specifically? I thought we were gonna take the car because we were gonna put the logo on the car.
Yeah, that happened
and
already.
act
The
like
logo's
that.
on there.
Yeah. So like, it's just a matter of who's in the car and who stays with the truck at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, just putting this back.
So you want Calvin to drive the car.
Yeah.
I think, and then who's driving the truck?
Not.
I can drive the truck.
Oh yeah, because we can load the motorcycle into the back now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if we're wanting to like drive it somewhere and like leave it somewhere so we can get out quickly, I can at least take it to where we need to leave it.
Right. We need at least one gun in the car with us, I think.
Striga volunteered.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Striga did volunteer.
I can even bring I can bring the one and done rocket or I can bring like the shotgun rocket. I can bring a shotgun.
And then put the tracker on it with
Crystal
like
would
some
also-
sticky clay.
Yeah. Crystal would also be willing to let you use either her cowboy, tsunami, or rhine metal.
The cowboy.
The cowboy? What is it? Or do you mean that you want to use it? It's a
No,
grenade
what is it?
launcher.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
grenade launcher.
Oh.
Keeps 4 rounds of grenades in it.
I think Striga's got enough boys to work with.
All right. What else?
I think that's it. I think that's the play. Calvin, Striga, and Zigzag drive the car onto the 6th Street looking for the fucking tank and see if anyone stops us, questions us. We can
Drive past.
bullshit our we'll stop and we'll talk maybe, or if they start shooting, we just drive past, you know. But we'll have the receiver and we'll stay open comms the whole time.
Okay.
And you guys kind of, I would say, like stay 3 or 4 blocks off 6th Street as much as
parallel?
possible, but kind of trail us as best as you can, as like off like 3 or 4 blocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you need to, you can just cut over and
Or if you need to, you can draw a bunch of attention to the garbage truck And off
Yep.
of the car.
Icarus can do that.
We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Icarus want to?
He just like pops off the top
Yeah,
with
that's what
like
I'm saying.
two freaking assault rifles, just like
There you go.
screaming.
And you got the side turret too. So got plenty of toys to make a loud noise, you know?
Screaming in agony as he's ripped into pieces by the
Yep.
Icarus is just torture porno.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Gotta make money somehow.
faces of Icarus. Now-
He just got himself an apartment.
Now purchase like honestly, we need to get Icarus a brain dance recorder because there is some shit there that would be worth watching, man.
But like if there's a thumbnail for it,
Want to fall out of a car and survive?
You know.
if there's a thumbnail for it, it's the cat hanging on the motivational poster. It's like hanging in there.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
But like the tree is in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah.
So, just to be sure, we have Calvin driving. We have Striga in kind of gunner position. Who else was in the? Sugar was in the car as well. Who else?
Sugar's staying in the
Oh,
truck.
sorry.
We're
Remote-
bringing the receiver.
Sorry, remoting from there. Okay.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's just so my plan is Calvin in the front, Striga on the passenger side, or no, passenger back seat, and Zigzag driver side back seat.
You're
Nobody
going-
in the passenger front seat.
You're going in.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. I want to sit behind the driver,
Okay.
so we're sitting in 2 seats in the back.
Bold. Bold of you. Very bold. That was not something I was expecting. I was expecting it to be Sugar and Zigzag with one solo in the truck hiding in the same all foods back area.
Nope.
Literally.
Nope. And we're
managing.
going in. We're going in pretending like we have a driver. If anyone pulls us over, I've got a story.
Cool,
I'm
cool.
sorry. So, who's driving the vehicle?
Calvin.
Calvin.
Calvin is
Oh,
up
yeah.
front driving us.
I'm driving the car.
Okay, and this
You're
is like
sitting
the race
Passenger
buggy with
side
the...
back seat next to me. And
Okay.
you can start shooting if they start shooting, but if not, like, let me handle it. Let me talk to them. We're riding in one of their cars, so they shouldn't
Yeah.
shoot right at us. You know what I mean?
Totally
Okay.
fine.
In
Like, let me,
theory.
in theory, like,
Does the back seat have one of those things in the middle that like you can pull down and reach into the trunk?
No, it does have one. Okay, so let's discuss the interior of the Wraith
Yeah,
Mobile since we
please.
haven't. So the chairs look like the front 2 seats looks like they were installed at a later point. The model of vehicle is kind of a newer kind of outrider kind of vehicle, kind of a 4x4 drive, kind of all-terrain, just car, right? Almost like a dune buggy, but not like a dune buggy. The seats look like they were ripped out of like early 2000s Mustang leather seats that were installed in the front. It looks like they have etched on them the American flag on the heads of them.
Fuck yeah.
And then on the backs of them, the 6th Street logo has been crudely kind of like sewn into the material. You can also see that the back seat looks like it's pretty much bare. Not very comfortable seating back there. Looks like it's stock what came, but it looks like it's seen better days. Looks like there's a lot of like tear ups and kind of problems. Like they have thrown a lot of shit back there. And if you remember when you first pulled stuff out of the vehicle, there were rockets and just it's basically glorified storage. The access to the trunk is not possible in this vehicle. It's not a thing. From the inside of the car, you'd have to get out and pop the trunk. And it looks like it's like a very sturdy kind of carbon fiber frame that the car's kind of built around. But yeah, that said, moving back to the other group members, Icarus, Sugar, and Crystal are in the garbage truck, and so is Stryker. And I'm assuming Stryker is kind of ready to use the motorcycle if it's necessary to kind of rush in and like just pop in, pop out situation. Is that accurate?
Yeah, but I am driving it also.
Oh, you're going with them on the bike.
No, I'm sorry. my understanding was I am driving the truck, but also ready to take care of things.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Icarus would be in the passenger seat, ready to like hop over if he needs to.
Okay, so either way, like you could either pop into the back, ride the truck out, ride the bike out, or if you feel like the truck is kind of in a situation where it's not going to get tanked, you could drive it instead, depending on how things go here. Okay, cool. All right, it's night in Night City, and you drive on over to 6th Street. Your car is allowed access. Nobody really seems to stop you. Doesn't look like there are a lot of people here, surprisingly. It's pretty bare.
Good sign. Good sign.
Almost as if they were doing other shit. Like fighting a fucking war. However,
Setting up ambushes and blowing up our fucking truck.
as you come across a certain kind of barrier, there's a little bit of a up and then kind of descent down, allowing you to kind of see the back end and see the highway. And you can see that just near the highway, not underneath it, but close to it, looks like there is a small kind of office building, right? And it looks like it's been kind of mostly blown out. Like, it doesn't look like there's a lot of structural stability to it. But you do see on the roof, and the more military-minded immediately realize why traffic has been diverted. There are a pair of anti-aircraft SAM sites that have been deployed on the top of the building. Those are rockets that can fire up at aircrafts, pretty much knock them out of the sky.
Striga pulls up their agent and takes a picture of it.
Okay. You would also notice that at the front of the office building, very clearly noticeable, is a bright yellow tank. The tank in question looks exactly like the one that I've sent you a picture of before. So it looks like it is. It has 6 legs. The legs have treads. It looks like it is very up armored. The only difference between the one you're looking at and the one in the picture that I sent, and unfortunately I don't have a physical example for anybody on the stream. Just imagine very big bulky tank, but instead of tank treads, it has spider legs, bulky spider legs with tank treads for feet. It's bright yellow. And it looks like
that's out front of the building with the SAM things on them.
Well, the SAM's
Cool.
up on top of the building, and then it's out in front of the building.
So it's like Striga takes a picture of the SAM turrets on the top of the building, and then kind of moves and adjusts and kind of zooms in a little bit, takes a picture of the tank.
Okay.
Is then like looking at their agent and kind of examining the picture.
The model is accurate to what you recall, you would also note that the SAMs look like they are of the same kind of era. Looks like they are the same kind of make and or same kind of style. Like they are Militech slash New United States. But yeah, decent distance off. It does look like there are a number of cars in and around your area. Yeah, if you want to drive up towards it, it does look like there are a couple of cars out that way. A couple of troops, but it looks like whatever this building is, it has been turned into Gunner. Fort Gunner.
Question. Zigzag, do you have like the capacity to record video? Or to like open a feed to Sugar?
Wouldn't Hollow do that?
An agent normally allows for that. However, if you are using an internal agent, you also have to have video recorders in your eyes.
I don't have video recorders. I have a Chiron.
So then you would need someone with an agent
Yeah.
that is just loose, and it would have kind of just simple.
Is Icarus in there?
Icarus is not.
Icarus
It's
is
I'm with you.
Striga and Zigzag and Calvin. And Calvin's driving.
Can I get either one of them? Maybe Striga?
Okay.
Striga
Yes.
has their agent
Yeah,
out.
Striga was taking pictures. So if you ask Striga to send you a video feed, Striga, do you respond in kind or?
So I'm sorry. Is Gijo, or I'm sorry, is Sugar like what is this like through a text message or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We
sending you
have
a text.
we should have open comms through
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
comms.
our agents.
Hey Striga, can you like turn on your
As you're
your video feed?
as you're connecting to Striga in that moment, you actually hear a ping as Striga apparently receives a text. And then Striga, you can continue, but there's a noticeable ping that happens during that interchange.
Striga opens up the video feed.
Yep. Just kind of moves the phone up to kind of show, and you can see the two Sams that I mentioned and the tank.
Can we get closer?
Yeah.
I can
Striga,
take us closer.
yeah, if you start moving forward, Striga leans forward and puts their hand on your shoulder and says, "Wait."
Everything okay?
Striga's looking around and says, "I don't think moving closer is a good idea. They could have defenses that we do not see."
Calvin
That is
holds on and
true.
looks like a zigzag.
But they have not given us any resistance yet. No.
Just wait. And Striga starts kind of surveying the surrounding area, kind of looking for like points and places that basically, like, if it was their responsibility to like fortify this area, they're looking for places in this area that they would kind
And
of fortify to secure.
Still maintaining the video feed for Sugar as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as you're kind of doing that, and Calvin, as you're kind of sitting there, wide open, looking out the window, you do see what appear to be 3 bright lights moving from the western kind of vector, rather, towards this site. As they're doing so, you notice that the 2 Sams on top turn their guns and weaponry that direction. You then watch the tank drops into a rolling position, moves out onto 6th Street, away from the vehicle or away from the building, into kind of civilian residences, turns all of its guns upwards in that direction.
Can we get closer now? He looks at Striga.
So okay, whatever angle, gosh, I'm trying to visualize this in my head.
As you're staring and confused, you watch as the 3 lights emit bright red lights. These red lights trail in massive kind of columns of fire that head straight down, very recognizable as the rocket propellant on a missile being launched from a air vehicle. You watch as these missiles slam into the building, but it looks like something diverts them down, and as they hit the building and kind of detonate, the first SAM drops a little bit as the structure underneath it seems to kind of be a bit damaged. Sorry, I need to change the music. This is not satisfactory. I need a bit more of an action song here. What have we got? Oh, I know. Bear with me here. Tracks. Oh, man. Sometimes it's weird to have glasses on because you can't really see everything in dark mode. Oh, here we go. Add to game. Thanks for being patient. I'm sure it's worth it.
Good.
Yeah, you watch as 3 missiles come flying straight towards the building, hitting it. The SAM drops a little bit, not absolutely knocked from its position, but it turns up and starts firing out. It looks like it's firing massive amounts of rounds from its heavy battery. You can see the tracer rounds flaring through the sky, causing like a bright dashing line to fire out across the sky. And you can also see what appears to be a type of chaff detonating from the SAMs as well. If you're not familiar with that terminology, it's basically kind of small explosions that kind of confuse missile fire. And it seems to be doing its job in that regard. The second SAM also starts firing, and the tank drops down on its back legs and pushes up with its front legs, lifting all the guns perfect, and it starts kind of shifting its tires to kind of lower itself down as it's firing all of its guns into those aircraft. You watch as 1, then 2, then 3 massive explosions kind of fall out of the sky, and you can see that they're Militech AVs that are being shot from the air. As that's
Can't really be mad about that.
as that's happening, and literally, even though you're a good, like, 2, maybe 3 blocks away at this point, like literally just kind of out and we're heading that way, the sounds are the most massive explosions any of you have ever heard, unless you were around in 2023 when Arasaka building got bombed. These are the literal loudest things you've ever heard.
Striga's like kind of stunned, but remembers that they're like kind of streaming this to Sugar, and they say, Sugar, are you getting this?
Yeah, I got it. You got to
Like
get
trying-
close enough for me to ping it.
Sorry. And how long do it need to stay that close to it?
I don't know yet.
What do you don't know?
If you can't, at least 30 seconds at the very least.
Calvin, you're kind of sitting at the wheel, everyone's talking around you, and you're probably like, holy shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Watch them
100%.
And you're
Calvin's
like,
never seen this much firepower.
you're like in your space in the car, complete quiet, complete still as you're just in awe of this. And then that's all broken as your phone vibrates and you get a text alert showing that she is in the combat zone.
Oh man.
Oh shit!
Holy shit.
Then she gets crushed by a flaming AV.
Series
Oh,
8's the
Calvin.
coolest series.
Wait, she
Calvin.
meaning Missy?
She coming for you, buddy.
Tsundere
Oh,
is in the
Tsundere.
combat zone,
Okay.
which is
Calvin
great.
Coming
is-
Yeah.
for you.
We just
Although-
watched them destroy 3 Militech AVs, and you want us to get closer?
You are looking
Yeah.
like you are their friends, and there are other
Yeah.
cars just like yours
That
that
is
are not
true.
too far from the vehicle.
That's what
Oh,
I mean.
God.
I think we can do this. I'm just not happy about it.
Yeah.
Zigzag is sitting there like, why the hell did I come in the car?
The tank doesn't.
Not happy
The
about it
tank
either.
doesn't seem to change its position. It's locked in that state, and it seems to be just lingering like that for like the next 30 seconds, kind of heartbeats as you're deciding what to do. And the SAMs don't seem to change their vector either. They're still focused in that direction.
I guess if we want to
got
try
bigger
and
fish to fry.
after that 30 seconds, Zigzag's not waiting anymore. He's gonna step up and like tap Calvin and say, "Go now before they fire again."
Calvin puts in first,
Right.
revs up to second. We're going.
Yeah, as you're driving, you notice that you are actually getting out onto the road, and it seems like you're actually coming in behind another car just like yours. And you can see that there are a couple more cars behind you that are coming in from the city proper, heading in this direction. Unfortunately, you don't have any comms that are connected to this group, but you kind of move up, and it does look like they're kind of rallying their forces. As you are making your way up that way, you hear what sounds like a loud sonic boom just shriek out across the top, and you see what appears to be a massive fire spray of just detonation, bombing, hit that building. The first SAM site that was already cracked down drops, but as that's happening, the tank is turning, firing upwards. Sixth Streeters are firing weapons up into the air, probably not hitting anything due to its velocity, or its height, rather. Both? Either. And the other SAM seems to take quite a bit of shots at the vehicle passing by. This does not appear to be an AV. Instead, this looks like to be a jet fighter or bombing plane that has just flown over 6th Street and shot the shit out of the building with military arms. That said, not typically a display that you would see very often in Night City, but
Was that like a bombing run?
yeah, that was a single plane
Okay.
bombing run, correct.
So, can we assume they're going to make another pass?
You think that based on your military training, you have about 2, maybe 3 minutes before it zips
Yeah.
back again.
Yeah, Striga gives them that information.
Calvin,
We
give me
have
a
about
driving
2,
roll. You're
maybe
trying to
3
get as
minutes.
close as is necessary to the vehicle. shift, fucking. God, you're what's the name of that show? The initial D.
I said-
Your initial
oh,
D.
initial
for this
D?
bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I wish I could switch right now to Euro beat, but I can't. But if I could, I would. Holy shit. And you drive all the way up to it and get into position. Perfectly in position. Other vehicles are nearby, and you can hear the whirring of the weapon now, and you can actually hear the thing turning as it's turning its position, getting ready to fire in the other direction. This kind of puts you at this weird point where you're like close enough to the front of it to like realize how just horrifying this munition is, but you're also close enough for Jijo to make a connection, or sorry, Sugar to make a connection through the exchange. All you need to do is make an interface roll.
Oh no.
You want to spend any luck on it?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say.
I have 3 left. I'm gonna spend all of it.
Sounds good.
Hey, we're at 0 together.
That's solidarity. Okay, so
I believe in you.
That's a 14.
Perfect. 13 was the difficulty value. You beat it by 1. So, you are on your side connecting and kind of raising a effectively a net architecture ping. The vehicle has a net architecture. You're not focused on that. You're just focused on making this kind of ping out and be noticed from basically anything. That happens. And then immediately after it does, you get a message and it says, evacuate.
Immediately, like with like little siren emojis and little warning emojis, evacuate. It goes out to every single person in the group.
Calvin is already in speed racer mode. Like he literally just
Goes
flips
right
that bad
back
boy
into
around
it.
and drives away. As you're heading back up 6th Street and moving away from this tank, Zigzag, you're in the back seat, kind of look over your shoulder and kind of like looking over into the distance at this. And Striga probably still recording it with your phone. The two of you see it pretty much at the same exact time. Very bright green light in the sky, piercing the red that is normally kind of commonplace over Cyberpunk. You then watch as a beam of greenish blue light streaks down out of the sky and slams right down into that tank. And you just watch this detonation. Probably the biggest explosion you've ever seen in your life. Boom! It seems to knock out a good portion of the office building and quite a few of the cars that were in the way. And you drive off. The next message you receive after that, Sugar, is objective executed.
So Striga was recording that whole time.
Yeah.
So in the wake of that destruction, Striga just like texts Sugar and is like, "Did you record that?"
She's like, I'm getting everything I'm putting everything into a chip, so we'll have that recording.
Yeah.
I have someone
send
who
me
might
that
be
video.
interested in that as well.
Send me that video.
Yeah, you'll probably be able to make some good eddies on it. I'd wager.
The detonation is massive. It's definitely something that causes quite a bit of a stir up. With the driving skill that's utilized here, there are a couple of points, Calvin, where you feel like you're going to get a tail, or someone might notice that you're retreating, and you manage to kind of make it look like you're kind of moving in a direction that might not be as suspicious. All while just snapping to your phone and keeping an eye on that. It doesn't look like any new pings have happened. But then, as you're kind of making your way back to the garbage truck, you notice that she appears to be at party time, which, as you recall, was the brothel in the area. As to why Sundere would be there, you're not sure. You pull back into the safety of your All Foods back corner, and everybody regroups.
Do we have any sort of like, I guess, like portable heat sources or like portable cooking implements?
I
I
would
mean,
say
there are ways to make a fire.
There's
Is there a
probably
cigarette
there's
lighter
probably
in
a,
the car?
there's probably a break room in the building.
Zigzag
Yeah,
is a
but we've
cigarette
already
lighter.
established. Yeah, we've already. That's fucking funny.
Zigzag is fire.
Zigzag,
We
give me
probably
your
have a
thumb.
blowtorch with us.
So we've already established that trying to go into the building, there's probably like a security system that will try to kill us.
I mean, no, not necessarily a security system, but maybe someone else is in there.
That's true.
It'll be a fun fight.
Yeah. Striga wants to cook up some of the food they've secured and just sort of like
Eat their feelings.
yeah, just like like severe decompression, like shell shock, PTSD, flashbacks, lots of shit going on right now.
Nothing better than a frozen burrito.
You gotta
after
call your
something like
therapist.
that.
Crystal has a good therapist.
She can hook you up. Their name's Shisho.
Yeah.
You want to go in the building though?
It definitely Zigzag, as you're sitting in the back seat with Striga, you do notice that they are sending messages on their phone a bit more than you've probably seen them ever kind of mess with their phone. You're not able to kind of glean what they're messaging about, but I do want to make sure you are aware that there is texting that's going on there. It would be something Zigzag would notice.
Okay.
That said, you all kind of get back to the location, and what were you doing? Sorry, I was side chatting.
Oh, you're good. We were talking whether or not we wanted to open up that door.
Open up this baby cat? No, you don't want to go inside All Foods. It's it'll shoot you.
I mean, maybe that's what we
Yes.
want though.
Striga just wants to cook some frozen burritos.
Actually sounds really good right now.
More than fair.
Once we get back, Zigzag's going to pull Calvin aside. You're going to let your friends know that the tank is gone?
X? Oh.
You...
Oh, got
there you go. I know you are new to this whole negotiation thing, but it's important to keep the contacts updated, no?
I am very distracted. I'm so sorry.
That is what I'm here for. Lights another cigarette, like waits, literally stands there and waits for him to fucking text the other guy.
Michael.
Thank you.
So yeah, Calvin will pull up the agent, let Michael know the tank is down.
Okay.
So
the reply is, "Holy shit, are you serious?" And then
I'm not sure how we made that work ourselves.
he kind of goes dark after that point, as it seems like he's probably busy at this point. But that said, X replies to your message with a phone call.
Okay.
Hey.
So what's up? How's it going over there?
Yeah, Missy's pissed at you. She's probably not going to text anytime soon. Just so you know, I have her. I've already ordered for Nippon Network to send over a AV to bring us back to the mansion. So that's where she'll be when you want to come apologize. And you hear from the other side, "I don't want to talk to him. He fucking ruined everything." And it definitely sounds like Missy. And then
How is this your fault?
you hear X
Because
kind
I
of
snitched.
like
Yeah.
you can kind of hear X kind of covering the phone and says, "Don't worry, you'll be okay. This is my fault, not yours. Okay. Thank you." Regarding her position, I'm pretty sure she's aware of you. There were a couple of times you were kind of featured in pictures with Missy by the tabloids. So
I'm aware that's a possibility.
it might be the case she's tracking you. If you have any vehicles that have some sort of connection to them or some means of kind of tracking them, I would highly suggest making that stop. Because it's very, very likely that if you remember Missy's skills with computers and stuff, she got it from Sundere. So just be on the lookout there.
Thanks for that up.
All right. Thanks, and see you when I see you. Click. What are you crying about, little baby?
Calvin's a bit more relaxed. Also, still very scared of X.
Yeah. There are a lot of scary women in Night City.
Oh my god.
There are a lot of scary men. There are a lot
All of them so
scary
powerful.
There's a lot of scary
non-binaries.
people.
There's a lot of scary not people.
There's a lot of fear.
There's a lot of scary things. There's lots just scary, I think, is the theme for Night City.
Yeah.
Did you just turn that printer on?
I swear he does that every game.
He does. Maybe you need
He's
to print him a
smart
coloring
boy.
page.
He is a white cat.
So-
And he wants to be like Mittens. And so he's like, oh, if I go on the printer, I can be like Mittens. And Mittens is like, no, that's not how I'm cute. You're dumb. She is cute because she is good and doesn't turn printers on.
And she is
He
cute
did it
because
again.
she's cute.
He did it again. All right.
Calvin will grab Zigzag's shoulders and just give out a loud, like, exasperated, like, exhale. And then he'll hit Michael up again. Because Calvin probably can't tell that Michael's trying to be quiet.
Well, it's not that he's trying to be quiet. It seems like when you reply to him again, he doesn't reply back. Your assumption is that he is busy.
Yeah. So he'll message Michael back like, any way we can get help locating Gunner. Yeah.
You get a call,
Picks up. Hey.
and it's a voice you don't know. Hey, you were looking for me?
Who are you?
Name's Will. Your name's Calvin?
That is me.
Cool.
I am looking for you.
Well, I'm over at Billiards.
Just
For
an open
Billiams.
invitation.
I mean, if you want to get killed, boy, sure, come on down. We found Pablo or his stupid wife.
Oh no.
That's what Michael was saying you were looking for.
Are we all together again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Michael said you were looking for.
Oh shit! Shit!
What?
Okay.
Fuck!
Okay.
You're good?
Okay.
Did you die?
Michael set us up.
Calvin hangs up.
Click.
Calvin's mad.
There's a couple.
Zigzag just like holds out cigarette.
There's a couple things that could mean. It could mean Will has killed Michael in some way and is just answering his phone calls or text, or it could mean that Michael and Will are on the same team.
Mhm.
Calvin is only considering the implication of betrayal right now. He didn't think about the alternatives.
Yeah, Striga will take a cigarette. Thank you.
During that communication, there was a ping on our system. Can Zigzag see if we got like tagged or something while we were close to them? Or okay, I'm just
Sorry.
making sure
What
like
was
that's not
happening
something
when
that was
Sugar
weird.
was following with Striga specifically? There was a
Okay.
ping, like a text message came through because you were talking to Striga's phone. You
Got
know how
it.
when you're on the phone and somebody texts you and it's like,
yeah.
"Hi, I'm an asshole." Like it's that.
Right.
That's what happened.
Just making sure
Someone
we
was
didn't get like
someone was texting Striga.
we tagged them. I wanted to make sure they didn't tag us.
Yeah.
Does Calvin still have the number in his phone? Of
Hold
the
on.
like the ID of the person that called him.
Oh, it was Michael's phone.
Very vague. Calvin just sends a picture of the star on his chest and says, "I'm coming." This is like a family thing now. We made a deal.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's gonna get fucking bloody.
So it's like one of two things. Either Michael is a traitor and now but then like what happened to the deal with the family, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be immediately absolved.
but
And
yeah.
Like it would just be like if the Gibbs like it would if this works out, it would be the Gibsons and Calvin would probably advocate for like, oh, the wild ones, we can make them the main force in the Sixth Street gang just to have better trade in and out the city. Like we protect you on the inside, we protect you on the outside.
But this means that the leader of the Wild Ones betrayed us.
Was Michael the leader of the Wild Ones?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the other possibility is that he's dead, and that means that Gunner is now ostensibly leading them, or it's chaos. So, like, worst case scenario is we have the entire Sixth Street, like, legions at war
Against us.
with the 7 of us.
I think it's very possible. Yeah.
Sugar just like backs up into the bush and disappears.
I mean, this is the best case for Anika and Crystal.
Well, what about your family? Because your family was communicating directly with
Mike,
right? In
Yeah.
order to get him what he needed. I wonder what their communications have been like.
Oh, that's a fair question. Calvin will text back daddy. Hey, where is?
You text Daddy, you said, or do you call him?
Oh, I could call him.
Oh,
That's even better. I was trying to find my chat. I'll call daddy.
hey.
Hey, so things down here are getting a bit confusing. Gray.
Yeah, you know how much I love that
So-
kind of shit.
So the Michael guy.
Yeah,
How much have you worked with him a lot before?
yeah. Moved a lot of him and his friends out here to Night City.
Can we trust him?
Yeah, I'd say so. Unless Night City's changed him. It's got a way of doing that to people. Why? What's the deal? What's the rub?
After we made the deal, we pulled through on parts of our end. We got back in touch. Will Gunner called us back from his phone. And I'm not sure what happened. But I feel like Will Gunner's got either Michael under his thumb or he's
Do you have
got him on
anything
the
to do?
picture.
Do you have anything to do with that light show out there?
I drove.
You drove a bright green bolt of energy from the clouds?
Daddy, if I knew how it worked, I'd share the story. Someone's got a connection, and all I had to do was drive.
Okay, well, based on how hot it looks like it's getting, boy, I'm gonna have to tell you that you're not allowed to fucking deal with these Sixth Streeters anymore. I do not want that kind of firepower at my doorstep. I don't want to deal with that kind of shit. So, I'm just gonna let you know, moving forward, you're my son, you're my blood, and I love you. But if you're talking about jobs in Night City that don't have to deal with us doing what we normally do, I'd say the family's out. And stay safe.
Calvin's conflicted, so he just hangs up.
I just gotta chill. That was weird.
Right?
You kind of look at the situation, Calvin, as you're kind of just like sitting on the hood of the car, kind of looking down at the ground. And the way he said it, it's probably the most emotion you've ever seen from your father. Like normally he is very kind of by the numbers, job oriented. But yeah, he definitely sounded very concerned for you right then.
Ah, then he's definitely confused.
Oh yeah, no, he's
even
also
more confused than I was gonna make.
All right. Meanwhile,
yeah. So he'll go back and he'll share that, like, just Sugar asked specifically, but he's assuming the group will all be interested in the answer. Like, Daddy said Michael has been trustworthy. That they've done business before. Like, the family's helped them out, and usually family and who we work for, we usually can trust them. We build loyal relationships. I don't know what that means. Calvin still hasn't considered the idea of, like, you know, that Mike got, like, destroyed or fucking is, like, kidnapped or something. He still thinks it's probably a betrayal. So he's like, he just doesn't know.
yeah, there's a lot of things that could be happening, but the thing that is hitting most for you, I think it sounds like, is betrayal as an option. Okay, cool. Everybody's going about their business. Icarus, are you doing anything in particular? Crystal, likewise, is there anything that you're focusing on?
Probably just, like, making sure weapons are ready. Kind of low-key trying to pay attention to everything that's going on and not fully understanding all of the dynamics that are in play. A little, like, not as plucky as he normally is, because, like, the sky just exploded. So and we're trapped in a combat zone. So he's a little apprehensive, but trying to, like, just focus on being prepared.
Oh, okay. This is my follow-up thought. I'm sorry. Do we get the impression that Gunner knows we had something to do with the sky laser explosion thing?
Gunner?
Was that a no, or was that an I don't know?
Don't know. You do not know. Sorry. I've got, like, a tickle in the back of my throat, and it will not go away. I'm, like, about to cough at every second. Anyways, continue. But yeah, you do not know for sure.
Yeah, I missed whatever Gijo just said. Like, my internet connection dropped out for a second.
Gijo had said, do we get the idea that Gunner is aware of what happened with us connected to the sky explosions?
It
I
sounds
said
like
you do not know.
Yeah, it sounds like he just thinks that we're out to kill him. Because he answered Michael's phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had a plan, and taking Gunner out was part of that plan, but now it's like that whole thing has sort of...
And he's at billiards.
No, Billiams, yeah.
Billiams, okay.
I call it billiards as well. I failed you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Oh, okay.
I wrote billiards in my notes.
shit.
Did I write billiards on the map?
You
I
wrote
think it is
billiards on the
billiards.
map.
Billiards is what it's called then.
Okay. I was like, wait.
I do like Billiam.
Billiam is the guy from the Friday game that Fiona's mom had tea on.
Yeah.
On?
Huh? What? Anyways, so Crystal's thinking that we need to either go to billiards or we need to just wash our hands of this shit.
So, yeah, where's our whole party at right now?
You
Where?
are currently in the All Foods back lot,
Yeah.
Okay.
the loading lot.
So Striga's gonna make a couple. Striga heats up a couple frozen burritos
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I want one.
and walks over to Sugar, hands one to Sugar, and says, "Do you have any energy drinks handy?"
Sugar will be like, "Oh fuck, I'm all out." If we go, like, digging around in the back of the truck, will we find any energy drinks?
All Food.
All food.
That's the name of the company, and that's what's in the back of the truck.
Right.
So
All food.
Zigzag's gonna come up to them while they're together. Pardon, do you mind if I use that footage you captured for monetary purpose.
Sugar will pull out from like a slot behind her ear the chip, and we'll hand it over.
Merci. Sticks it in and like steps a few steps away. I'm gonna call Spotlight.
Well, hold on a second. We just, I mean, you're a smart guy, Zigzag. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to be careful that it's not traced back to us easily.
He has a guy for that.
There was audio over the footage that definitely had your interchange as you were selecting the hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you clip that and then get to just leave the meaty portions?
Well, yeah. Okay, so can I retcon a little bit?
So you've got it. You've got the hard file. You quickly do like a
strip the sound.
Well, not strip the sound. Just remove that segment. Just clip that segment.
Okay, clip out the segment with my voice.
It's just the beginning where you're basically setting up the video. There was a little bit of conversation after the video had been had. I kind of identified both sides, and then once that's clipped, it's just literally probably screaming or like holy shit, and just calm,
tired.
Striga's voice like just goes up several octaves.
Yeah.
Just imagine like R2D2 screams.
The very you had like a very Ryan Gosling face on Calvin as he was driving, just like in the movie Driver. It was just like, very focused. But
no, 100%. Like I imagine Calvin like sort of sandbagged the explosion because he was just trying to go as fast as possible because he knew it was bad back there.
Nailed it. But you get the footage. You send it to Spotlight, so you send over a call. He answers. He says, "Hold on one second," and then you hear, "Okay, so I'm going to take a couple-minute break. Just hold on a second and check out our sponsors, Segatari, with their new cool brain dance feed. Check it out." And then you hear him go, "Hey, Zigzag, you got a job for me? You got something lined up? What do you got?"
I do not have anything yet for you in person, but I do have a fun one for you. You streaming at the moment, we?
Yeah, currently just took a little bit of a break.
That anonymous Dropbox that your mod set up is still active, right?
Yeah, sure is.
You've got a fun video and say, I think your followers will enjoy, no?
Question, can I say that I was there?
You can say you was there. You can say that it was quite the sight, no?
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Thanks, man.
And usual cuts first ad revenue, no?
Of course. You got it, Zigzag. Thank you. I'll check out the footage here on break and we'll see if we can't get it on there. And I'll let you know if we broadcast.
Merci beaucoup, mon ami. Merci beaucoup.
Later, man.
Au revoir.
Click. That's going to be a fun conversation to have with Tim.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. You do not understand the nature of the fun.
Yeah.
Some of you at this table will understand the nature of the fun, but I promise you, that's going to be a fun conversation to have with Tim. That said, message.
Wish I could be there.
Message sent. How would you like to proceed? You are here in the combat zone. You think you have a pretty good exit, but that may be compromised if it was indeed a betrayal. How would you like to go about this?
Are we gonna fight it head on, or are we gonna hightail it out of here? Cause I could go for a drink.
Currently, Striga is offering Sugar a burrito.
Calvin would like to see
Muted.
Gunner still dead.
Usually muted.
Oh, Sugar will take a burrito. It's been that kind of an afternoon.
Right. They take a few moments and like munch on their burritos, and then Striga says, so Striga's eating, so Striga has their mask up. So this is like Striga's normal voice, but Striga says, "We need to talk."
We?
Yes, we.
About...
You're not recording this conversation, are you?
No. Why would I be recording this conversation? Oh my god, Striga.
Let's let's go talk somewhere privately.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna send you a message, and that's where we're gonna have
No.
that conversation.
You're gonna have it in the open.
Okay. I figured there'd just be like a lot to go over.
Yeah, and that makes
I
for
didn't want to bog down
great
the
role
stream with
play.
it.
No, no.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
fine.
This is tense. I am on the
Yeah.
edge of my seat.
Okay.
I want to see this play out in live
I've
action.
already
Okay.
got my ice cream.
Everybody
All
else
right.
is set and ready to hear you
All
say
right.
what you're gonna say.
So Striga's kind of connecting dots here, because in that entire exchange, there's like two big X factors.
Just talk it out in character.
Right. So Striga says, "What do you know about Arasaka?"
I know that they're associated with Danger Girl. They're not really allowed here in the city, for obvious reasons. Why do you ask?
That light from the sky, that was Arasaka's doing.
If you're gonna ask me if I'm aligned or working for Arasaka, you can just ask.
Are you working for Arasaka?
Between you and me, I will occasionally do some freelance work. It's a tough fucking world out here. And a girl's gotta eat.
Kind of like gestures with the burrito in hand.
Are we like
Yeah, that
toasting with a burrito?
Yeah, of course. Like Striga gets it. Like, good food's hard to come by.
What's your interest in Arasaka?
Minimal, but certain associates have something of a vested interest in Arasaka, mostly a competitive interest.
This automatically identifies for you, Gigi, if you're not already aware. Militech.
Wait, are you working for them?
Much like you on occasion.
This is a beautiful.
Certain interests align. When I heard that the Sixth Streeters had acquired a Militech tank, and it was an obstacle between us and the elimination of William Gunner, I thought it would be prudent to contact the manufacturers. And, as you saw, they were attempting to deal with the problem. Now, what followed was not my doing, and I can only assume it was yours. So now, they would like to have a meeting with you.
What? What? No, what? How do they know that it was me? Striga!
There was audio on the video.
Striga!
Zach.
Oh, no.
I saw this brewing, dude. I saw this brewing. I couldn't wait. I could not wait.
I did not just tap burritos with you. What the fuck?
It's the age-old Militech versus Arasaka. Let's go,
Oh my
baby.
god, you're gonna get me killed.
Calm down. It's okay. Relax. If I wanted to kill you, I'd do it myself.
I don't think you're gonna kill me. It's Arasaka's gonna kill me. I've been compromised.
Oh, well. Sorry.
Hands another burrito over.
I picked a great fucking time to run out of energy drinks.
Yeah.
There might be some in the store. You just have to deal with the defense unit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like at this point, it's like almost worth the risk. It's like it's almost
Yeah,
worth
for
it.
real.
I at this point I have no intention of taking you to them. I'm considering telling them that you're in the wind, but I'm not sure. Well, you see, if they catch me concealing this kind of thing from them, that could be problematic for me. But I like you, and I don't want anything.
Oh, thanks,
bad to
Striga.
happen to you.
Thanks. That means a lot. Oh, God. Okay. All right, let me think.
You get a ping on your phone, Sugar.
Okay. I like review it internally.
Yeah. It says, I'll send it to you on the side so you can review it by yourself. And that's it.
Munch, munch, munch.
What the fuck does fucking shitty shit, John?
You can make. I don't think there's really any rule that you could kind of cover there. What I can tell you though is based on your kind of understanding of Arasaka logic.
Okay.
You are a person, and you are a person of interest, presumably, based on that reply. So
yeah,
they probably just took your whole identity and put it on someone else to be a scapegoat.
Okay.
And thinking about it, the only logical person you think that person could be.
Oh no. No. John, no. You're gonna make a bitch cry
No.
on stream. Oh God.
Versus the daddy, like, serious, don't die, my son. Please, my son, do not die.
Oh, okay.
Like the Kratos God of War.
Okay, so you'll notice Sugar kind of like space out for a second as she's like, you know, kind of processing this ping. Okay, things are getting more convoluted than I anticipated. Let me think.
You hear a voice come from like behind you, and it's a voice you recognize, but definitely not one that you thought was here. And she says, that's usually what happens when you mess with corpse. And you both snap and turn and see Megan walking into your alleyway.
Oh no.
Totally undetected. And she
Wait,
says,
is which one's Megan?
Megan was the one who hired Zigzag to move the tanker. She was also the woman who dropped out of an AV, landed on a tanker truck, and then threw the guy out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, her.
Blanks.
A lady after my own heart.
Yeah, she may or may not have shot me in the face that one time.
Oh, is that
I'm pretty sure she shot
Blank's ex-wife?
most people here. No, not
Yeah,
here,
that's-
but most people
wife.
in this series. Yeah, it's Blank's wife, correct? Or
okay?
Ex-wife.
ex-wife. Technically, the marriage has not legally been annulled.
So, still wife?
Does she have cybernetic knees?
Right.
Well, like Megan the Stallion. Come on.
Power
She
move
does.
that would be.
She does have cybernetic legs.
Yes.
That would include the knees. Yeah.
Queen.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask Sugar like turn off her knees so that she'd kneel for you.
Like kill her legs and run.
What a power move!
And she does appear to have like a full-on kit. Like she came to fucking play. Like she has way more guns than you've ever seen her have before. And the long coat she's wearing is actually kind of stunning for Striga because it is a very rare suit of plated, or it's a very rare coat that is plated with very high-tech Metal Gear armor. The only other person you know of who has a coat like this is the very much renowned Morgan Blackhand, who is like the most famous of solos in all of Night City. But yeah, she comes in.
Like, Megan enters the scene. Streaky kind of looks around, and then like,
and then she says, "Is Zigzag with you?" Are you pointing a gun at me?
A burrito.
Oh, shit, I was about to say.
Sugar's just like, nope.
I was not expecting to turn on the boss music again, but again, she says, "No thanks." Zigzag. Does he back
Sugar, wait, hold on. Sugar has like the burrito holding in her mouth, and she's like got both of her hands up, so she can't answer any questions.
She kind of
Crystal kind of.
She gestures like it's no big deal. No one actually knows she's on the scene because they moved away from everybody. So she literally has not been seen. She is a master of stealth. But she says, "Is he back there?" Yeah. Okay. And I'm assuming somebody had watch, and you can go ahead and make a perception roll, but I guarantee you're not going to beat the 25 I just rolled.
Well,
I'll do it.
well, John and
Could.
Sugar will send Zigzag a ping. Like, hey, Megan's here.
Icarus is probably back up in his little.
Okay. Crystal.
Okay, 33
Okay.
perception.
Okay, Crystal. Icarus didn't get it. But yeah, Crystal, you see Black Megan talking with those two and then start walking over towards you. But she's doing so in a very deliberate manner where she's still hiding in the very dark area recess between the wall and the floor. She's not changing her posture. It's just that she's specifically walking close to the wall, close enough that most people wouldn't objectively be able to see, even with low light. It's like,
and I can probably guess that it's her, right?
Yeah. You can definitely see that it's her because like you catch her, and she actually looks at you when you do. You do see she has a shit ton of guns. She's actually carrying 2 guns in her hands, but she doesn't raise them. She's not like.
Yeah. So seeing that, Chris would be like, "Hey, Zigzag, I think we got a visitor."
And then, as I'm assuming, as soon as she says that, the ping goes off on his internal agent and says, "Black Megan's here." Son of a bitch.
Oh, that sounds sucks.
Fucking going awful. Making
Never
no
doing
money.
this again.
She walks into the area. Everybody looking at her. Really interesting.
Bonjour! He like comes out with his arms like big and wide, big smile on his face.
Really interesting spot you've got here. I saw you from a couple of buildings over. What the hell are you doing down here?
Oh, you know, just taking advantage of the chaos.
She kind of looks around. Didn't bring blank with you? She says as she kind of narrows her eyes at you. And it's a look you've seen before on her. And the last time you saw it, she shot you.
Oh shit!
No, haven't actually hired him for some time now.
But you are aware of the name change.
Of course.
Great.
And as far as I know, that is the most recent one.
She walks over to you. As she does so, she's shoving the Avenger into her coat, and she pulls out her agent and holds it out. Give me his phone number.
Would you like to have some fun as well?
I assume that you're down here for a reason.
Of course.
You know me, I'm always interested in work. I'll do you a favor, and she kind of shakes the agent. I want the full contact details.
She has his ID at this point. It's a matter of time before she gets there. I'm just gonna send her whatever number I have.
Yeah,
you
literally holding out would not be an obstacle.
It doesn't matter. Like it's a matter of minutes, not like or a matter of hours delay. You know what I mean?
And you also know she's a direct route kind of gal, and you've already cued her into the fact that you know. So the direct route would be through everybody here, and then pulling that phone out of your face. So she smiles. Good. Glad you got the lesson last time. So she puts the phone away and says, what are you doing in the combat zone, and how can I make it worth your while to turn on your friend?
Well, we were trying to make some deals with this 6th Street gang that
Yeah.
is here.
No, I'm not getting too invested in that bullshit. I already had to kill one of them for some asshole.
Which one did you kill?
Fellow named Pablo.
That
C'est
answers
bon,
that
c'est
question.
bon.
If you're interested, she pulls her phone out and kind of taps it to you, sending you a location. You can find him here. And
You know, whenever people like turn up missing, just call Black Megan.
did you kill this motherfucker? No, it wasn't me this time. Oh yeah, no, I did. That was me. I
Oh wait,
am
that was
bitch.
the 2 o'clock one.
It was me. It was me.
I am the drama.
She says, if you want his body, he can be found here. Will Gunner wanted it off to the side. Apparently a location of import where he was supposed to meet with someone important. Another person I happen to be looking for, mind you, but not someone that is really going to yield me any benefit. It's just someone, I guess it's more of a reputational benefit. He said to kill Pablo and his wife. And if she wasn't available, just Pablo would be fun. I don't really care. This place sucks. Are
Do
we
you know
even?
the place that doesn't?
Yeah, actually. A couple of places, but anyway, she kind of turns. You can actually see her face is like annoyed at Crystal, but there just appears to be some sort of like animosity that's present here between Megan and Crystal.
That's fair. Crystal just thinks that she's really cool.
Fuck, did you see me? So we're square, she says, so she kind of makes a symbol and looking at you.
If you give me some more work in the future, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely fine. If you want, you can warn him. That's fine. And make
You
him,
and I know that will not matter.
hopefully, but it's been a long 22 years, so
Sweet.
he keeps getting away. And I thank you, Zigzag, for helping with this marriage counseling. She says as she kind of turns and looks at you with like a just awkward grin. And she then pulls the Avenger back out of a coat and just starts stalking down the street, like heading out of there. She did not drive here. There was no car. She just appeared.
I think it's a testament to Striga's anonymity that Black Megan didn't bother like questioning them too much about blank.
Yeah, doesn't know who you are. But yeah,
Does she make any looks towards Stryker? Does she know who he is or anything?
doesn't seem to care.
Okay, that's ideal.
Yeah, Megan.
Zigzag is going to just send a message to Blank, like, you've been compromised fully. Good luck.
I will eventually get to have a fun conversation with Andy as well. Very,
Hitting all of them.
After a look, like
very cool.
we fucking dodged those bullets.
But yeah, back to where you were in your conversation, where you're talking about your own compromised nature, just getting all of the
Striga finishes their burrito, dusts their hands off, pulls their mask back down.
shenanigans out of the way.
So would the conversation with Megan have been like something that Icarus would have noticed, or no?
I think that was away from the group.
Yeah. Like if you were watching them from up top, like you've been watching, you would have seen them talking.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like there's definitely like you're not able to read lips or anything. I don't think
No.
you should have read lips as a skill. But and also like one of them's kind of turned away from you. But I would say that there
But he
is
would notice that another heavily armed woman has mysteriously popped into this alley again.
Oh no! So that happened, but you wouldn't have seen her come in because you rolled a 22 on your perception.
Yeah.
Which was not high enough. She just wandered in, past them two, Like, it looked like they were having a conversation. It looked like for a moment Sugar was really like having a moment emotionally during the conversation. Then they kind of went very serious and were talking to the shadows. And then out of nowhere, this woman appears in the light,
Yeah.
kind of walking.
Essentially,
up to the room.
like just this woman just pops up out of nowhere with guns again.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, what the fuck is with this alley?
What is with you guys being chased by women with full guns?
Yeah, right.
And also, that's a really good question, Icarus. Why do you think that your location keeps getting compromised?
Because there's probably active video footage from those cameras.
There's the All Foods location. There's the fact that you're driving around a public utilities garbage truck. Which probably has some sort of tracking device on it. It definitely does. That has been modified by Stryker to supposedly allow for only him to spot it and go to it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who knows? X definitely knew where Calvin was, but that's probably more something to do with his phone than anything else.
Yeah.
Calvin's probably been bugging. Never.
I mean, that's
it.
definitely something he would bring up. Like, once he's down out of his little nest, he'd be like, so, we're not so great at the stealth thing. What's going on here? Like, why do people keep showing up? How do they know where we are?
Calvin would think and be like, actually, Icarus is right.
Like, it's two angry ladies with guns.
They were not angry with me. Zigzag smiles.
Well, I think Megan's mad with me now.
Yeah, she is so touchy.
I'll buy her a drink later. Someday.
So ultimately, do you want to hop back in the vehicle and get out of here? Or do you want to head back to billiards? Or what's the play?
Oh, shit.
Obviously,
Friga could use a drink.
okay. I'm going to have you roll a d10, whoever you want to be your representative, because you are still in an active combat zone, and you are sitting pretty quietly. Damn, okay, you're fine. It does appear that there is a lot of commotion around your parts, as people are kind of returning to 6th Street to try and figure out the aftermath of the laser light from the sky. But yeah, if you want to traffic out of here, or at least get back to a safe location away from here, like out of, Will Gunner's domain, you can head back to Pig Boys, or if you want to go straight for the gym, find out what's going on, face it head on. However you want.
Initial heat has died down because he was probably trying to avoid the confusing emotions he had.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I'm exhausted.
You would get a ping on your phone, and I did move the icon again.
I'm so far away.
Gosh.
It feels like Sindere is gonna be upon us sooner rather than later, not at any way at our convenience. So,
if you want more women with guns coming into your alleyways, wait around, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just go to her, though. That is an option.
Just run her ass over and just be done with it.
I think they're in a better spot than us right now.
Also, Calvin, if you had to venture a guess, she's probably not going around solo.
Yeah.
It's probably most
at this
Evangelic
point,
Petty rolling with her.
It seems like she's hitting up hot 6th Street spots.
Do you want to fight a bunch of angry Lolitas? That's my question.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh man, that sounds
It
kind
would
of
make
fun. though.
great video.
It's like they all are twinning. it's like
An
Cat's,
army.
It's like Cat's Tea Party, but there's like 90 of them.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I could remember that dress from Baby that a lot of people wear.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
There's like 12 colorways of it.
Yeah, just a mishmash of
Yeah.
Hilarious. But anywho,
They
But
just
no, yeah,
descend.
Calvin is now feeling exhaustion. He is definitely
Yeah,
concerned.
it's also really late. Do you want
Calvin is feeling exhausted.
Do you want
Dave, it's you. You're emotionally traumatized by these interactions. It's
yeah,
okay.
as a person, yeah.
All
yeah.
of us are.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. But do you want to drive out of the combat zone? Do you want to drive to a specific place in the combat zone? Or do you want to just sit here? I need to know.
Sit here, no.
No, definitely move.
Is my lighting thing working? Does my face change color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look colorful.
It's
You're like
red.
you're like a little
It's
pink,
you look
purple.
yeah.
Yellow.
Purple.
You look orangey.
White.
You look
Striga's
blue.
like hobbling back to the truck with arms full of frozen foods, and it's like, we should be going.
Like,
Where?
is there another burrito?
In the back.
Hungry.
Yeah, we got you.
Like
There's
stop,
like a whole
like,
basket full.
we're just
It's
like
a whole
next to
truck
the Express.
full.
And he's just like, yes.
Okay, so heading out, right?
Yes.
Where's
Yeah, Zigzag, are we
leaving?
going back to the office?
I don't
Is
know.
Zach gone?
I think Zach stepped away for a second.
Oh.
Are we going back? Okay, so then group
Yeah.
question.
Sorry,
Are we going back to the
can,
office?
We can either go back to the office or we can go to the garage where we store the truck and
I
move
vote-
out from there.
I vote for
Um,
garage so we can try to do like repairs that we couldn't do in the field.
Yeah, let's just take the
Proper.
truck back to the garage and
Is there a
Figure it out from
microwave
there.
at the garage?
Yes, please give Striga something to do
Priorities.
for
There
the
is.
team.
Okay.
Okay, so you start driving off, and you make your way. You pass by Pig Boys, which looks like it's perfectly fine and intact. You head out onto the exit ramp and get back onto the highway, and it's late. It is late. It's like, I'm thinking like 3 in the morning by the time you even get close to the garage.
So the bar is closed.
No, Night City bars stay open till 5.
Oh,
Actually.
sweet. I love Night City.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Some of them, like the Afterlife, run 24 hours. Pretty crazy scene. But you make it to the garage. At that point, you would note that it does appear that Tsundere is moving on that All Foods by the time you kind of like are on the highway. So you made a good choice. It definitely was going to be a situation where another random woman showed up in
Yeah.
your area. Zigzag,
Like,
do you
should
want
we just, like set up speed dating in this like cul-de-sac or
do you want to make a human perception roll to try and figure out why it might have been really easy for everyone to kind of know where you were located, or do you have a guess?
what would that be? Awareness?
Not you, it was Zigzag.
Oh, okay.
Zigzag, step away. He's making food. Okay. Well, that's great. No, actually, perfect.
just 20.
You're
Yeah.
driving around in a very obvious big
Yeah.
truck. Like, if people saw the big truck and saw the people who were in the big truck, say at a Pig Boys or Billiards, people could probably ask questions and find out where the big truck with Zigzag or the big truck with Calvin is.
Hey, you can't miss it. It's a fucking garbage truck with a cow catcher on the front.
Questions might have, and then asking people along the way. But another thing I wanted to note is when you pass by that area where you had your problems, you're obviously driving a bit safer this time and prepared. But unfortunately, what you realize is someone has already done your work for you. You see the people inside of that little alleyway look like they're all hanging out of the windows, bleeding all over the place, completely dead. And Zigzag, you very much know who did it. You know exactly who did this. You know who the person was. It could have been no one else. It's too precise and just clean a series of kills for it to have been anyone besides Megan. Megan came this way and murdered all of them.
Yeah, Striga's like, yeah, like nice work.
But yeah, you make it back to the garage, safe and sound. By this time, if anyone's checking the scream sheets, you realize the events of the evening are very much all over the news. Yeah. Most of the news report an individual named Spotlight, spelled capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase, is apparently the one who broke the scene and was on the scene at the combat zone.
We were there.
A lot of the stories that Spotlight has added to the narrative are very interesting to be sure. Yeah, I got a beef with 6th Street. You want to come for me? Me and the Joe Boys will fuck with you, boy. Let's go. 6th Street's got nothing on me. And all sorts of bullshit like that.
Oh no. What did we do?
Zigzag turned
That's
to
good.
profit.
Striga,
No, that's good.
if you're made aware of this, you realize that Spotlight just admitted that he was with the correspondent that was mentioned in your text, which means he's probably going to meet with someone at a later point in time.
Not my farm.
Hence the fun conversation I'll be having with him.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yay.
And yeah, he might have just killed that character.
Well,
We'll
That's
see.
what they get for wanting to be on the scene.
We'll
That's
see how it
that's
goes.
that's how you put your life on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Being there
mean,
in
you want to live
person.
on the wild side. That's right.
They
You're
call-
totally right.
They call them edge runners for a reason.
Right.
But yeah, you get back to the garage. There is a microwave there. You have a bunch of all foods
It's like
pre-packed.
String just fucking
Wait, is the
like,
garage?
the burritos.
I don't know. I forgot all about this garage. Is there a fridge?
Yeah, there's a fridge. There's a microwave. It's pretty standard fare for just like a simple kind of workshop, and it's not located too far away from Zigzag's office. I believe I had said it is kind of southbound from the ramen restaurant, kind of close to like here-ish.
Okay.
I'll put a marker on there.
I can't sleep without an energy drink. Is there one in the fridge?
I'm assuming so. You've been here before, and we're hanging out for a little while.
Okay.
we could always go to the bar.
Yeah, Strigo's definitely like needs something a bit stronger.
Okay, so bars that
We
are
can put liquor in that energy drink
bars that are
at the
nearby
afterlife.
that you think would be open. The Afterlife is open. You think Lizzie's might be open.
Mm.
Like- Sugar gives Crystal this look like, are you fucking insane? And then it like transforms into like, what do I got to lose? Let's go.
you know,
Yeah.
there are also some dives on Vista Del Rey. There are some dives that are kind of in Japantown, but they're probably more kind of higher class drinking locations. And I say that with a massive quotations.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is they will probably charge you more and give you basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But because Japantown is a bit more of a business-centric location, that they charge corpos for
Mhm.
shit.
I was thinking afterlife.
Afterlife's fine. Okay. Yeah. You make your way to the afterlife, and
Prefers Astral Sea, but we're not
it's not
chancing
really,
that one tonight.
yeah, it's not really a great location. Go ahead.
Sugar will text Quinta, like, hey, you good?
No reply.
Okay.
You walk down the steps into the afterlife. Standing at the door is a massive black gentleman with cybernetic eyes and kind of like a green jacket, long coat, and it's like the same color as like Scrubs green. And you can see that on his waistline, he's got two massive SMGs, and he says, "Hey,
Nice.
sorry, we're currently closed.
But aren't you guys like always open?
Sorry, it's business. Fixer inside had to shut it down for the rest of the morning.
Fair.
Can
Do
we
you know?
get something to go?
No, sorry.
Do you know who else is open right now?
Not really much of anybody, I'm sad to say.
Oh, that's sad.
I am very sorry. I don't typically like turning away guests, but Rogue was very specific.
It's all right.
Fucking
I'll,
rogue, man.
Hit you up later.
Cool.
As they
Disappointing.
believe, Striga says, be safe.
Always am. You turn away and head back to the train setup. It's not too far from here, the pickup or the depot. And yeah, there's really not much of anywhere besides like little dives in Japantown near the office. So you end up in kind of a hole in the wall. That's literally just like a small little walking path with stools and then like a table and a elderly Asian man behind the situation, kind of like giving you whatever you want. It looks like he is probably zapped out on some sort of dwarf or something and is just like pepped up to just do the job. There are a couple people who are also in there with you, and it looks like they are eating something. It's definitely food.
Is it?
It is. It is.
Is it like
It is food.
kibble food?
No.
No.
No. It basically looks like the best way I could describe it is artificial sushi.
Oh.
So like a
They
rice,
actually have that now.
like
though.
a rice flavored kind of meal that's not like a vegetable substance. It's just organic matter around a protein that is fish flavored, wrapped with seaweed, because they can actually get that. Seaweed's not too hard.
Yeah. I mean,
Striga's had worse.
That's what they're eating. And the people who are kind of here look like they're, probably gangers. And they're not, terribly confrontational as you walk in and kind of order your drinks. They just-
Problem drinkers.
Yeah.
Striga sits down, gets their drink, pulls up their mask, and is like, to shit blowing up in your face.
Ooh.
oh,
To
here's
the
to that.
last drink of my life, quite possibly. Clink.
What do you mean? You'll be fine.
I don't know.
Yeah, no one
It's
else.
like- It's like
I don't
Striga on
know.
one side and Sugar on the other, with like Crystal in the middle, and like the only two who know the context of the conversation.
Yeah, she's like,
Icarus is on the other side of Sugar, just like, wait.
it's just Night
What?
City. Like, this stuff happens. You two good?
Striga's
Sugar
just
drinks way more than she's ever drank in her life. Probably in about 45 minutes to an hour. You will have to carry her home.
Oh
To
no.
explain the
Back
beverage.
ride.
To explain the beverage on offer, have you ever had grain alcohol?
yes.
And what?
Which kind?
Did you say brain or grain?
Grain.
Oh.
Okay.
So
I was like-
imagine the potency of grain alcohol, but rice flavored, and it's being served as sake. That is what they are called. That is what the proprietor or the person working here is calling it.
Mm.
You're pretty sure that if you put this stuff to armor, you could probably clean off most of the spots.
Ooh.
It's a substance. It is alcoholic.
Yes.
Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
probably flammable.
Uh-huh.
Not safe
Yeah,
for
it's like-
consumption.
What is this stuff? It'll do the trick. Okay,
Sugar,
well, what's the trick? It'll do the trick.
Sugar
doesn't
is
matter.
trying to clean out the inside of her fucking skull.
Oh,
Just
no.
wipe it away.
Fair enough. I would say probably.
Crystal's like taking the shot. Like, I don't think you need this.
I'd say about like 75% of drunk sugar, so not too far into the evening,
Okay.
of course. You would get a text message back from your associate,
Okay.
and it says, No problems here. Don't worry about it. I understand.
Sugar says this aloud. I mean, she's already blitzed. This doesn't seem right. Something's wrong.
It definitely does not look like her typing.
It doesn't seem like her.
Her who? What's going on?
My roommate Quinta.
Is she okay?
What
I mean,
happened?
I guess not.
I don't think so.
Do we need to go like check on her?
I don't.
Can
Arasaka
you walk?
Do I need my guns?
Arasaka is pinning things on her that
Arasaka. Ooh, ooh.
are
For-
not her.
But
Wait, why are they doing that?
It's a long story.
Do we need to go check on her though? Because we haven't shot anything tonight. Looks over at Icarus and then Striga.
Yeah, Striga's like kind of concedes the point with like a tip of their drinking hand. It's like, you do have a point.
I don't
Like, there
think
was
there's
a lot of
much.
shooting, but we didn't do any of it.
I don't think there's much that I can do for her right now. But
Maybe
I mean-
later.
maybe later.
Tell me.
I-
I'm there.
Think you're done
Okay.
drinking though.
She will immediately like snatch
Drink
up
more.
another shot and whoop before you can wrest it away.
Oh
More than fair.
no.
Trying to get
Can
to
I
that
get an
100%.
energy drink over here? Do you have those?
Sorry, no. Nope, I don't have that.
Water?
Yeah,
No.
I got water.
One
Synthetic
water,
water.
please.
Pours you a glass of tap water, and
Yeah.
Night City tap water is not exactly
Is it brown?
good.
Just as flammable as the liquor.
Yeah, it definitely has a sulfury, eggy smell, I would say. Would
Oh.
probably be accurate.
But will he get her sober?
If it induces
Yeah.
vomiting.
Yeah, I think it will definitely help in that regard.
Hey, y'all just gonna have to carry home a pukey passed out Sugar in that case.
All right, whatever.
Do you-
Piggyback rides for,
It's
for the
gotta come out
lightweight.
sometime.
If you
But
all,
she little, so it's okay.
if you all kind of head back the ways that you're going, going to each individual's apartment, I'm going to stick with Sugar for a second here. You get back to your apartment, and basically, the way I presume it is, it's very similar to a number of the kind of, small, kind of just affordable apartment spaces you've seen in like 2077's, not exactly run down, but mid quality, right?
Sure.
There's a front desk. There's a guy sitting there, and he says, "Hey, two people stopped by for you. I sent them up to your room." And he lays out 2 cards on the table.
I'm sorry, this is Sugar's apartment?
She's heading up to her room.
Am I alone?
Yeah,
Are you
all by
able to
herself.
walk?
Do you want to be alone?
He says, "Oh, they've left. They just knocked to see if you were there, and they said, do you know someone named Sugar?" And I said, "I don't think so, but if you want, I can leave him. I can take a message. I'm not at liberty to give private information." The folk from Militech was pretty persistent, but I told him I can't. It's company policy. And he said he'll take his grievances up with the grievance and appeals department. That's fine. They're probably not going to give him shit. They don't give me shit. But yeah, he said something about wanting to talk to you. Went up there, came back down. And then this woman here, she stopped by, and she was from a company called Danger Girl. And she wanted to talk to you. Much nicer her, but she didn't go up. She just stopped by here.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
you pick up the 2 cards. very nice looking cardstock. You know, it's that scene from was it American Psycho kind of deal. It's like they're really crisp, nice cards. The one from Militech is kind of like all black with like a laminate kind of finish. And then the Militech logo clearly on it. And then when you flip it to the reverse, still black, but inlaid in it in kind of like a yellowish kind of like imprinted font is a name. The name on this one is Adam. What's his last name? Where's his last name? Where's his last name? Where's his last name?
Smasher?
My
I was gonna say Smasher too.
Oh no, that's a hell of a deal, huh? No. I had the folder.
Like, nope.
I had the file open and I closed it because I didn't know.
Something very long in Greek.
No. It was really simple. Ludin, Adam Ludin, is the guy for Militech, and it says Public Relations Manager is the job title for Adam Ludin. The Danger Girl card says no name in specific, but written on the back, which is kind of just flat white, kind of just card stock, written on it with what appears to be like a ballpoint pen, it says, call and ask to speak with Diane. And then a smiley face, but it's like, it's the up pointing kind of triangle, then like the under slash and then up triangle. For you to see. It's that.
Yeah.
And you don't recall a Diane. You don't really have much kind of connections with Danger Girl, but apparently it's someone who was nice, at least to your front desk guy. So, and yeah, that's it. You go up to your room. Your roommate is not there. And it looks like they have packed and left with a lot of their materials.
Fuck.
All right. Too drunk to stand much anymore. You close and lock the door, set up the security devices, and hit the hay. Meanwhile, everyone else who was kind of at the bar hopping shenanigans heads off their different ways. Stryker's probably done a bit of work on the vehicle, but got too tired. Probably headed back home thereafter. And Zigzag, Anika's asleep on the couch.
Yeah, assuming Striga has access to the garage where the truck is at, inside the truck is probably where Striga is going to crash.
Okay, that makes sense. And the night ends. With that, that's not it for Series 8, despite it feeling like an endpoint. In the middle of the night, well, no, it's the middle of the morning, you all kind of come to at around like 3 in the afternoon. So a lot kind of happens in the morning. And as you're kind of reflecting on what is known, it basically sounds like, according to the scream sheets, that a lot of the fighting in the new combat zone in Santo Domingo has died down. It doesn't appear that this is going to be a month-spanning situation. It seems like 6th Street has really got their shit together, is the messages on the screams. Sounds like whatever infighting was happening is dying down. There are, of course, notices of the weird green light. And if you delve deeper into that in the business section of the scream sheets, you learn that Militech is putting forward new ordinances against Arasaka regarding orbital sites over the new United States of America. And it sounds like it's a real big kerfuffle in the business section regarding corporate agency in locations. Arasaka denies any responsibility, stating that the satellite in question was actually on loan to a corporation known as Danger Girl when the firing of it was instigated. And it was not Arasaka that performed this attack on Night City soil. This precision attack on Night City soil. Kind of puts things into perspective, though, when you think about it. They literally could just shoot you from space the second they know where you're at.
Yeah.
Way too many people know where we're at.
Or maybe
Do
let's
not
not
like-
drive the truck around as much as we do.
Yeah.
Well, if you get on Arasaka's bad side, that might be the case. I mean, so far as to say, you seem to be on their good side.
Yeah. For now.
You wake up, Sugar, and there is a text that says, collect when you're ready. It's from the normal, it's not from the crazy super weird one. It's from the normal kind of contact.
Ramen noodle.
Yeah, Soda sent it, and then yeah, Crystal, you sleep on the floor near the couch, so you and Anika kind of wake up. Anika's way awake, well before you're awake. Looks like she's off to business. Zigzag, you kind of come down to the common room in your office, and Anika's kind of using up the table for typical business. You kind of look it over, and she seems to be doing kind of small gigs, like more personal fare, not anything kind of big or crazy. And Stryker, home situation is as you left it. You know, she's not there right now. She's with Anna, and they will return, just not in the near future. There's still kind of a situation, but it does seem to have resolved itself for our last discussion. She's just waiting to make sure that that's true. And yeah, you were working, so that makes sense. Let's see. Striga, no, there are a lot of follow-up messages on your phone. And since it's kind of out in the open, I'll just kind of explain that it seems like they're still asking for information. This phone is not something you need to have. It's not like in real life where this is the only phone you'll ever have. If you discard this phone and pick up a new one.
Might be in Striga's best interest to just like throw it in a trash can somewhere.
Okay. And for the people,
grab a new one.
For the people at home, when the phone hits, the last kind of notification says, identify sugar, quotation. Identify sugar, quotation. Identify sugar, quotation. Last message that shows before the phone dies. It's like a time lapse goes over it. Sugar identified. Dealt with. Thank you for your assistance. And this is well hours way after you have discarded the phone. Sugar, like I was saying with you, you wake up to the text message from Soda. You are not in anybody's hands. Nothing crazy happens. But I think you get
Sugar, you wake up and you're taken care of.
You are dead.
Great storytelling from
Comforted
the referee.
Spot.
You died off screen. Oh man, I'm the best writer. I can make movies. But no, you are not taken care of. Yeah. Calvin, no messages back from anybody. Missy does not reply, or Missy hasn't sent you any messages. X hasn't sent you any new messages.
Yeah.
And Daddy hasn't sent you any new messages. Your phone is very quiet when you wake up. Probably sleeping on the floor not too far from Anika and Crystal.
Yeah, Calvin just would only worry about sending a message like, "Hey, miss you. Be safe."
Actually, you didn't go drinking, did you, Calvin?
I mean, he would have gone. I figured he would have been the driver.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it kind of all just happened at once. I didn't know who was there and who wasn't. But yeah, you wake up in your room, then, and you would come down. But who'd you send a message to?
Missy would have been like, "Just miss you. Be safe," knowing that she's definitely gonna still be mad at him.
No reply.
Yeah.
You then get a message from a phone number you don't know, Calvin, that says, "If you're really sorry about it, you should do something for her."
Like what?
You're the boyfriend. You figure it out. Stupid.
Never want to ask.
And as you're kind of looking at the typing style and like you're looking at the phone number, you know it's a Night City number. You know it's a Night City number that's close to Central City. You're like, yeah, this is probably Barbie.
Calvin will think about something. I
All
gotta
right.
think about something then.
He gets to planning. Well, again, the office is filled with a treasure trove of romancers.
You got Zigzag.
Crystal and Anika
Oh.
are
Yeah.
both
I
women
thought this was
who might
like
be able to help you with that. Zigzag is a sexual dynamo.
Oh
They have a very
God.
special relationship with their
It was
guns.
John's description, not mine.
Also,
The Jai of the future.
I don't think Icarus is used to having his own place yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
I'm
weird.
pretty sure he ended up crashing at Zigzag.
That makes sense.
He didn't want to be alone.
Oh, baby.
He's such a good boy.
He is a good boy.
Calvin goes downstairs all mopey,
Right?
fridge, makes some cereal.
Yeah.
You good?
She's mad at me.
No.
Well, no shit. You gave her over to X.
Mm,
I mean, for good reason. I'm not gonna blame you for it, but
I'm pretty sure Barbie's saying I should plan something. I don't know how to plan these things.
plan her something
Our dates
nice.
are like-
Take her somewhere nice. Buy her.
Dates
send
aren't
her
usually
some
somewhere nice.
flowers. I don't know. Flowers are hard to come by these days.
Mm.
Flowers. It's Night City. I'm guessing that there's not really an abundance
All
of
plastic.
flowers.
Maybe the family's got some flowers.
It's all plastic.
Even like cactus flowers.
Oh, that's probably likely, actually. Yeah.
Send her a cactus flower. Look, I got you a
Cactus.
live plant.
I got you a whole cactus.
This cactus represents you. It's prickly and
Resilient.
And it thrives in very harsh conditions.
It's,
Like you will
you-
persevere.
You don't
and you
need to
also
give it a
don't
lot
need
of
to care
attention.
for it
Hold
much,
on,
and
hold
it
on.
won't die.
I'm gonna make it super weird. It's prickly on the outside, it's green, and it's really wet inside.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
John.
So sorry.
Bonk.
Fuck.
Go
my
straight to
God.
horny jail.
Calvin's like,
That Calvin would probably not be broken up with. He'd probably just be dead.
Oh Lord.
she'd probably reply with something like, no, right now it's actually drier than the place you got it.
Yeah, in Night City, getting dumped means like somewhere where they won't find the body.
Anyway, sorry. Continue your role play, talking about how you're gonna save Calvin's relationship.
Well, the thing going through Calvin's mind now is like, I wonder if it would be healthy to fight.
Fight.
Like, take her
What?
kickboxing.
She's gonna
Let her
end up
beat the shit out
learning
of
how
you?
to. Yeah, she's gonna learn how to beat the shit out of you.
She already can.
I mean, you can
I
just send
mean-
her a video of Striga and Stryker taking turns punching you.
No.
Speaking
Hey,
Hey,
of,
we're just brainstorming here, okay?
I assume job-wise, Stryker, you would probably go to the truck in the morning after sleeping to work
Yeah.
on that. So you would actually realize that Striga is inside of the back of the vehicle and is comatose. You don't sleep with the helmet on. That would be insane, right?
No.
So
It's-
Oh
Mostly
shit! So
like-
I see
like in secure
Striga's
locations.
face.
yeah,
So it's like the vehicle would be locked.
he has the key.
Yeah. So Stryker has the key.
Yeah, he's going into the back to get more armor plating off the inside paneling in the walls, and there is Striga. probably sleeping in the back seat of the Wraithmobile that's still sitting in the back of the truck. And yeah, you would see their face. And that's for.
What do they look like?
Yeah, what do they look like, Chad? Is it a Inspector Gadget situation?
What do you mean?
You remember the cat guy, the bad guy? Like I can't
The claw?
Yeah, the claw.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember, but like I genuinely do not remember what he looked like, but I remember it was like he's got this evil voice, he's got this evil, like, just presence, like this really badass kind of like, claw hand and like the cat and everything.
So
and
is it like that really pretty boar guy from Demon Slayer?
No,
Inosuke?
No.
Inosuke?
He looked like a doofus.
My
like
son?
I'm gonna Google it. But yeah,
Striga has like a
Inosuke
very,
is a beautiful
Pretty sure it was
young
just
lad.
the hand that was
Right.
shown in the cartoon, right?
no, he
Oh, did
eventually
they
got
show
an
his
action
face?
figure. Yeah.
Oh man.
But go ahead, Chad. You were describing your character.
Yeah. Facial structure, very similar to this guy.
All right.
Oh, I
So
love
it's-
Jamie Campbell Bower.
To where it'd be
Oh,
like,
what a
like it
beautiful
was
person.
the part of Striga's face that they would often reveal when they were like eating or drinking or whatever was like very androgynous. So you can see like, completely clean shaven. Judging by their like history, what little you understand, like Striga's probably had some work done. So this is likely not their original face, but they've obviously taken some serious effort to make sure it's clean and like unblemished. You think that like with the proper application of some makeup and a wig, like Striga could probably pass themselves off as a woman, no problem. It's the sort of like foundational facial structure that you can do a lot with.
Like David Bowie and Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, or like
They can
this,
swing both ways.
this
Right.
And I mean they do, but
Right. Exactly. Definitely like that vein of individual. But of course, like the way they're laid out and like pass the fuck out is like not dignified or pretty at all.
Yeah, the armor is just like kind of in the passenger seat.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of like passed out while they were like half undressed.
So Stryker, how do you respond to? Again, looks very tired.
Yeah, I just when I open the door, whatever that Striga is in, I assume they're like lounged out like in the back seat of like on the back bench.
Yeah, well, in the back seat of the Wraith mobile.
Yeah.
That's in the truck.
So I'm not really looking in that car. I'm looking like for armor plating that's in the truck.
Yeah.
And I like turn towards the like look in the window and I see Striga laying there. And I just get like a good look, like a look at him. Like I sort of sit
You're
there.
being creepy?
I'm like trying to process like, oh shit.
It's like the initial impression is like, who the fuck is this? And how'd they get like,
yeah, no.
shit.
At first
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck? Oh fuck.
That armor's
I almost
familiar.
met Terry there. I'm like,
Oh, Terry.
oh, that's Striga.
Okay.
I just sort of I quietly try to pick up what I need and just like exit the truck so they don't know that I saw their face.
Okay. Yeah, you head back out and start work on the vehicle. You do know that the tire that you and Sugar mounted is perfect. No problems there. That was a really good, tag team job on that. You just know that there's some nuances inside of the wheel well situation that you kind of want to mitigate so it's no longer a problem. Definitely some fabrication regarding making the wheel wells a little bit more protected. And that involves you kind of setting them deeper into the truck and kind of plating them on the outside, which will kind of narrow the turn ratio of the vehicle, but will defend the tires. That makes sense?
Yep.
Anything else you want to do to the vehicle as you're kind of working on it this morning?
Of course, totally repair the window.
Yeah.
And was you said the cowcatcher was
Yeah. So
just damaged, or was it
it's-
totally gone?
it's damaged. It's basically like, okay, so you've got like the bottom panel, right? Or the bottom like kind of like angles of it. The car was riding in such a fashion like that one side was literally scraping against the concrete, and over a long duration, several blocks, it kind of caused the metal to kind of peel inwards because of the way it was being driven, and kind of form like a sharp edge that's kind of flat up and in, kind of touching the grill. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm just gonna try to
Bang that out.
bang that out, smooth it out, so it's back in its previous condition.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of blow torching, heating the metal, smashing it with a hammer, pulling at it with tongs. It's a lot of work, a lot of hot, kind of annoying work. It's also loud. As you're sleeping, you are probably, I don't know how much of the beverages you drank, but if it was substantial, I would assume that this is headache inducing.
And then like realizes it's like puts the mask on, is just like
Striker strikes me as the type who is literally like, you know, like AirPods in or something, like working with like the cool like welding goggles, like, you know, just not even paying attention.
He's listening to old anime openings though.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like Striga like trips, falls out of the Wraithmobile, and then like crawls like towards the door of the truck and like drags themselves out and like flops on the ground and is looking at the Striker. It's like, stop, please.
So, not really hearing what Striga is saying, but seeing that they're saying something very upset about it. Like Striker is looking at Striga on the ground, and he's just like goes back to work.
Oh yeah, no, Striga's like put their mask on at this point.
So it's like basically like no armor down to like the skivvies, but there's a helmet on.
Oh my god. This is some Deadpool bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the basic like under armor bodysuit.
Okay.
So if they've got their helmet on, I'm gonna retcon that, and I'm just gonna like I reach down and pick up like a water bottle that I've got next to me and just hand it to them.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
It doesn't help. The headache is still there. But yeah, you'd think that probably moving away from that portion of the garage will probably help.
Yeah, like crawls over to like a desk or something, climbs to their feet, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just like the events of like the past 24 hours is like coming back to them. They're like, oh god. And
Stryker does appear to be doing quite a bit. It looks like the main thing that he would probably be on is that cow catcher, since it was the thing Chris focused on. But yeah, that would basically be during the morning. Eventually you do get up to a point where you're conscious, but you're still kind of hungover. And I would say that's probably true of most everyone who went drinking, with the exception
That's grain
of Crystal.
alcohol for you.
With the exception of Crystal. I think she...
Or as they say in the biz, that's battle.
She probably didn't give a shit. But yeah.
We party.
I would say at this point, unfortunately there's no stinger, but I will say that 8 is not concluded. And I don't think I want to start the next segment, the after 3 p.m. the next day content, because it's going to leave... It's not going to be like a stinger kind of situation. I can't explain it any better than I'm not going to drop it yet. I will drop it next session. I promise you'll understand next session why I didn't start going for it now, if that makes sense. But yeah, thanks. I'm going to end it a little early here. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next Tuesday for part 3 of Series 8.
Bye.
And... Stop in the stream.